Welcome back to the Earned by Experience podcast. I'm Ben, and this is episode 5. We had one of Dallas's buddies in the studio, Billy Hardesty, and he was a blast to hang out with. We shot our bows and got to know each other, and then we came in and sat down and hung out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It was a lot of fun, and let us know in the comments. We definitely appreciate all the support. The streamings exploded, the likes and the shares and all that stuff. So it means a lot to us, and we appreciate it. So thanks. Billy Hardesty.
What's up, boys?
I'm pumped you're in the studio, man.
Yeah.
So much
times.
fun.
Good times.
Dude, we just got to shoot our bows
In the rain?
in the rain.
I brought my Raven.
Should have busted it out.
He knew it would have happened if you brought
Honestly,
it out.
I just did get it restrung. I probably should have shot it.
Yeah.
It probably would have blew through the targets, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a beast.
Yeah, those things are fast. Even your bow. What's is your draw link? Your bow shooting fast. I was pulling your arrows, and they were halfway through the target.
Really?
Yeah, way further in than mine.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't shot it through a chronograph. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not
man.
sure.
He's
kind of getting back into the archery.
29 inches, I think.
Yeah, that's fast.
It's personal.
Yeah. Is your sound everything good?
Mine's good.
Cool.
Yo.
You can pull that thing and get it adjusted if you like, whatever you feel.
I feel like I'm on the Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
it ain't
Trying to
that-
make it legit.
It ain't that nice, dude.
It's
Yeah,
all,
that's
it's all
pretty-
Ben.
I did
pretty
add
sweet.
a third light above your head though for the viewers that watch this thing.
Over here?
Yeah, I just put that in yesterday.
This is my good side. I need it on this side.
Yeah. Oh, I left that one on out there for you.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah, man. So I don't know a whole bunch about you, but I know that you're a family man. You're a taxidermist. You're a waterman, and you're
I don't know about all that.
You're a crabber.
I wear many hats, huh?
He's
Right?
a crabber.
Dude, I've been
When
crabbing
people
like
are-
crazy this summer.
Yeah.
People aren't stealing his pots.
That's
The
what I was.
they took the crabs out of the pots. They left the pots. They have stolen the pots before.
Yeah.
But they were nice enough to leave the pots this time and just take the crabs.
That's
So we had to get
insane,
pizza
dude.
that night, you know?
That's
It
a
is
bummer.
what it is. It happens all the time. All the time.
You know, I have a little fishing boat, and we have little dip pots. And
Yeah.
I'll approach the crabbers, or they'll come out and approach me, the commercial guys, and they're the coolest guys ever.
Well, see, I don't know about where you're at in Maryland. I know, like,
Right.
tributaries of the Chesapeake Bay, you can't just put out, like, full-size crab pots like what we do. In Delaware, if you have a dock, you can tie 2 off your dock. But I don't know that you, as just a recreational guy, can go out and throw out a couple of full-size crab
can't.
pots and let them soak for a couple of days. Delaware, we can do that. We can do 2 pots per person on the boat. So I have 2 in my name, 2 in my wife's, 2 in the kids, 2 in the dog. Just kidding.
So you don't actually have a commercial license.
No,
You just-
no.
It's personal.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
so
cool.
everybody recreationally crabs in Delaware with pots, and it's we'll go with the pull baskets like you're talking about on occasion. My youngest daughter loves that. Like, she thinks it's awesome. But the pots are a nice way that you can just set them and forget them, and then come back in a couple of days and pull them up, and you have crabs as long as nobody takes them from you. So.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's all we. Yeah, that's funny. I could see where I might look like a waterman from the outside looking in on the old
when I was-
Instagram, but
Yeah.
no. I just have to go pull them. You have to pull them every 72 hours at least. Yeah, got to pull them tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, our guys out here, man, they're cool.
Yeah.
So when I was seeing your post about it, I was like, "That's a bummer, dude. These guys are the coolest dudes ever." They're like,
Yeah.
they're bare.
Well, yeah, I'm sure people steal their crabs too, you know,
Probably.
and they're making money. I'm just
I
trying
know.
to feed some people,
Yeah.
you know.
That's a bummer.
And because you have to check them every couple of days, you get kind of crabbed out. Like, God, man. So I have a list of people I give them to, or you know, we'll eat them or pick them for soup or crab cakes. Give them to my mom, whatever. But there's a gentleman that a lady whose farm I hunt on. Her brother was diagnosed with like a rapid growing cancer pretty recently. He was a sheriff in Florida, retired, and within a few months got cancer. She moved. He has nobody down there, so she moves down, or she drives down, picks him up, brings him home to stay with her. And she's like, "Look, he loves crabs." I was like, "Well, I'll get you some." So I got him some, and she said he had tears in his eyes when he ate them. And then a couple weeks later, I was like, "Is he up for crab?" Because he had declined a lot in a few weeks. I was like, "Is he up for some more crabs?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think so." I said, "Well, it's not like they're going to go to waste. If he doesn't eat them, you all will eat them." So I went and got him again, but fortunately, nobody took him that time. But I'm like, what if I promised this guy that's terminally ill crabs, and some jackass decided they needed them more than I did?
It's a bummer, dude.
Whatever. It is what it is.
There's some shitty people out there, dude.
Dude, well then you think about like, all right, I spent an hour and a half or so to drive out there, bait the pots. I pay an annual ramp pass to put the boat off there. Then I spend another hour or two to go get the pots, So you got 3 or 4 hours into it, and
No,
you got nothing.
no crabs.
So pretty salty about it.
That's frustrating, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, for us, we just have we have to have a commercial license if we have to.
Correct.
If we want to dip overnight or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So take us through the beginning of like kind of where you started at, and like I know where you're at now, and probably get into that too. A little bit,
Yeah.
But, like, did you grow up around here?
No, I didn't.
Nothing
I
about you.
didn't. Did you know that?
Yeah, somewhat, but I can't remember exactly.
Okay. So when I grew up in Anne Arundel County, my dad lived on the water, had 4 acres there. My dad lived there. His parents lived there. My mom, obviously, all of us. There was 2 homes on the property. They divorced when I was 5. We moved in with my mom's parents for a brief amount of time, and then they eventually bought a house in Swan Keys off of 54 over near Falmouth Island. They bought a summer home there, and they would go back and forth. Well, eventually they moved here full time, so then we kind of came with them when I was 11.
That's cool.
What year would that have been? I'm 41.
30 years
30
ago.
years ago.
So 1985.
Yeah, 95.
95. So
85, I was 2.
That's when I was born.
Oh, gosh.
It's crazy.
So we came down here, and it's funny because, like, growing up, my dad, he pretty rich waterfowl heritage in his family. Like, everybody on his side of the family carved decoys. I can remember growing up, there was a dock there where our house was, and there'd be 10,000 canvasbacks that would winter in our creek, and my grandfather would go out there with a 5-gallon bucket, and nobody hunted them there.
Right.
And I just thought everybody had 10,000 canvasbacks at the end of their dock. I didn't realize how special that was. I mean, canvasbacks are a big deal. You know, if anybody kills their first canvasback, it's pretty special. So they were into carving decoys and all that, but my dad was kind of out of it. He had a few leases down the Eastern Shore when I was real little. He was a Baltimore City cop. And I never actually went duck hunting until I was in my 20s. So
Really?
it's kind of funny how that worked out. But we moved down here, I guess in 95.
85.
I hope Dallas's math is better than his directions.
I was just trying to do it quick. I was trying to show how smart I was.
Told me that
It
this
really
studio was
backfired.
in Bishopville, and I drove 40 minutes to get here. In fact, I needed gas, and I felt bad I was going to be late.
He texted me that.
Because he complained earlier, everybody's late. And I'm like, dude, I'll be there by 4. And I got in the truck, and I'm like, all right, Bishopville, 20 minutes. And I'm literally driving here, and I'm like, oh, my God, I don't have any gas. So I whip in, and I'm texting, dude, sorry, I need gas. No problem. I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to be there by 4. So, and the pump was going, dude, it was crawling like a snail. I put $4 in gas in my truck and pulled out.
To be here on time?
Yes. And then I was like, $5.89. This isn't Bishopville. Jesus, I'm going to West OC. Anyhow, here we are.
That's funny.
But anyways, moved down, and my mom remarried when I was probably 13, maybe. I don't know. And he was a game warden. So he kind of got me into hunting. We started shooting doves. Took me to kill my first deer. But again, no waterfowl, no ducks. He eventually bought a farm down on the Pocomoke River.
How about
Dallas
that?
knows, yep. And back then, of course, there was no public ground around, and that was kind of my first introduction to duck hunting was when he bought that place. And dude, once I got into it, I was like, whoa. This is crazy. Like, if I was going to hunt the next day, I couldn't sleep at night. I was that amped up about it.
Really?
And I did, like, the whole archery thing. We talked about that. When I was, like, 15, 16, till I was about 21, I bow hunted a bunch. Never killed anything worth a hell. Every time I'd get on a big buck or something, I'd miss it or cripple it or... Dude, I would choke bad. I mean, I was like the guy that was going all the time and just couldn't get it done. Like, I still don't have a wall full of big deer like you boys do. Well, I got 80. You're new, though. You're new. My kids got more dead shit on the wall than I do.
That's badass.
But, so I was into the bow hunting thing quite a bit, but then when I started duck hunting, I didn't look back. And I to this day, like, if I know I'm going on a good shoot, it's like, you can't sleep at night.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with you guys one of these times.
You've
Just
never
to
been?
No.
All right, you don't need that.
But see,
Bad idea, dude.
Well, I go back and forth on it
Better
because
take out a loan.
yeah, okay. Well, maybe I just won't go. I don't know. I just outsider looking in, so I just shoot deer and have fun doing that.
Yeah.
Because I want to eat them, right?
Right.
So that's been my only hang up, and I'm not a dig at duck
Have
hunters.
you eaten ducks?
No, I'm not.
Well,
So that's my thing. Is
Bro.
No,
Chinatown buffet, Peking duck.
Okay.
Same thing.
All right.
Not really the same thing.
Nah.
I just want to go and experience it, I guess, and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
I just haven't been exposed to it, so.
You know how like you were hunting solo when you first started bow hunting and everything, and then you went to Aztec with us, and it was me, you, Riley, and we're hunting as a group more.
Yeah.
Now we're not in the same tree, but you're sharing that camaraderie.
Yeah, it's more of a social.
It's more social, but
If I
it's
got a
even,
group text going, what you're seeing, you know.
even more than that with duck hunting because you're all there together. There's so much bullshit involved, and you're just like, you're just having a good time. And like you said, I mean, me deer hunting, like I get amped up, but for duck hunting, if I know that the weather's right, and
when
that
the stars align and
the water level's good for this certain spot, and there's bin ducks there, and just these certain areas that really it can either you're either going to have a really good shooter, you might not.
But even
just,
if you don't, if you don't
Exactly.
shoot anything, like I mean, I can't vouch for his hunts, but you know, there's always like an element, like it's always an adventure. There's always a boat ride involved or a hike through the swamp or the marsh. Normally, you're, you know, whether you're cooking breakfast in the blind, which we used to do all the time, or you pack snack, I don't know. There's just always something to do.
So it's more than just going out there and murdering ducks.
Yeah, and then if you have a dog, if you have a good dog that you can add into the work and just watching the dog work and fooling the duck, it's
That's badass.
there's a lot to it.
I just picture it like a bunch of hillbillies shooting shit out of the sky.
It depends.
That's literally what I picture it.
No, it depends. There's
Jesus.
No, no dig at duck hunters, man. I'm just saying it's just.
That's a pretty big dig right there. I'm out of here. I'm pulling my shit. I'm gone.
no, but there's
I'd like to
a
go to
lot-
experience it one of
Like
these
you
times.
don't just set up and hope the ducks fall in. I mean, you want the wind coming from the right direction. There's so many more elements to it that
a lot of the
you
same
would
elements
understand.
that you when you deer hunt. Like
Yeah.
it's not just showing up and shooting ducks.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're feeding them or something and doing stuff you're not supposed to do. But it, for me, it's so funny how you evolve as you grow and get a little older, and how things that weren't important are now important. Like when I was in my late teens, early 20s, dude, I was bow hunting all the time. Never had to lease anything. I was always fortunate enough to have a place to go. This is before we owned property. And I would pedal my bicycle to some of the places I would go. Like, I'll never forget it. And you could never get away with this now, but this has been, I was probably 15, 16. I didn't have a car yet. I would ride my bike like 3 miles to this place I would hunt. And I would go through like neighborhoods, like not anything crazy. And like shotgun season, dude, I'd throw a slug gun over my shoulder off I went on the Huffy. Can you imagine now a kid pedaling his bike down the road with a shotgun over his shoulder?
Yeah, you'd be getting.
And dude, there was this black family that lived on the corner, and when I would ride by, they'd always wave. And one day the guy's like, "Yo, man, you going hunting?" "Yeah, dude. Get me a snapping turtle." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going to hunt snapping turtles. I'm going deer hunting." But if I see one, you know. But can you imagine like riding your bike as a kid with a friggin' slug gun over your shoulder? You go to jail.
Yeah, these days you
and,
100% get pulled.
But like, dude, I had good places to hunt. Of course, I didn't know as much then as I do now. I probably don't know as much now as I think I do. But I'm like Riddling kid, dude, 100 mile an hour all the time. And I'm like, fuck, man, 3 hours. I sat here and didn't see shit. Like I could have been doing a million other things. This sucks. And now I started to get back into the deer thing during COVID. And we'll get into that later. But now it's like that's the only thing that makes me sit still and relax and like reflect on things is to sit in the woods. And of course, I've got better places to go and more comfortable stands to sit in, and I have my kids with me most of the time. So that it's just crazy because I used to not be that way, and now you could be like, you know, it's raining right now, it's cool. Hey, dude, you want to go shoot ducks? Nah, I'm not sitting in that shit. You're crazy. I'll go sit in a deer stand there for a couple hours.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. That was one of my questions. A gentleman's hunt or a public land?
I can tell you some
hiking
stories exactly about that. So as I have progressed with my business, I've obviously met some connections. I'm sure you have too. And those connections lead to those type of hunts. Gentleman hunts.
And do you know what a gentleman's hunt is?
No, I
We'll break it down for you.
Okay.
So you could be on a
Bring the mic up a little.
You could be on a 10-mile boat ride across Tangier Sound, just taking whitecaps over the front of the boat, getting freezing spray on you, trying to find ducks. You know, like you're getting there and you're kind of scouting and you're hunting at the same time. It's just miserable. It's cold. Or, hey, dude, you want to come sit in my heated blind in my impoundment that I planted corn and flood it, and we'll cook breakfast and we'll just sit there and shoot ducks.
Show up 15 minutes before leaving.
Yeah. And then like, I don't know if you've had this, but a lot of people at first light, because when you have impoundments, you know, an impoundment is like a a flood control structure that you can plant corn in, flood it, drain it, whatever, manipulate the water level and all that. It's legal baiting is what it is. A lot of your ducks are going to show up at first light. I mean, by the droves, just hundreds, thousands, maybe even. Well, if you shoot into those ducks when they're coming in like that, you've just educated all the ducks. So a lot of guys will let them all come in, then they'll flush them out, and then they'll come back in smaller groups, and you'll shoot them in smaller groups. So if you want a public land, you're never going to do that and flush things away. You're going to shoot whatever the hell you see, no matter what time it is.
Gotcha.
It's just, it's a whole different vibe. So for me, I like the camaraderie of that. So one of the guys that I'm friends with, we go up, stay at the lodge, we'll cook dinner. It's cool. The hunting, and there's some marsh, but there's also 4 impoundments. I prefer to go on the marsh. That's more like duck hunting to me. But if we hunt the impoundments, it's cool too. But and if I was the guy that bought the farm, built the impound, if you build it, they will come. That to me would be the rewarding part. Not killing the duck, but building the place and having them show up,
Yeah.
So it's just a different thing. But I'll never be the guy that hosts the gentleman hunt. I'll just be the guy that gets invited on those.
That's me.
Occasionally, yeah.
That's
me. Yeah. It's just a bunch of rednecks shooting birds out of the sky.
Yeah.
Do you think? That's right.
I'll never live that one down.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it. But do you think that kind of has to do with kind of like the person that you are, to where, like you said earlier, there's no stranger. You'll do whatever, and like your business, obviously, people are mounting ducks for a good amount of money. So you're getting people sometimes that have those properties and those opportunities.
Yeah, I have two. I have like the SU students that are broke as fuck and they want their duck, and then when it's done, they don't want to come pick it up or pay for it. And then you have your hiring clientele that I really want to cater to more. Try to weed out. No offense to the young guys. Especially if you come and pick your stuff up when it's done. But
I guess what I'm saying is like, obviously you can have those opportunities through the people that you meet and through the work that you do. But you could also be a great taxidermist like you are and be a jackass. You're probably not going to get those opportunities.
Oh yeah, probably not.
Him, like, obviously know you pretty well now, but really in the last year I got to know you more, but not enough to where I basically called him before turkey season. I was like, hey, my buddy or my son, he's just turned 6 and I have an iron sight, 410, single shot. He can't get the bead down far enough. He keeps shooting high. And he said, dude, I got a gun. Come grab it and you can use it. And the memory that you gave him and me is so irreplaceable compared to any amount of money or anything that you could ever do for something. I mean, my son shot his first turkey at 6, and that's something that I'll never, and he'll never forget. Like, it's pretty badass. So I guess my point is the person that you are probably gets you into those opportunities.
I mean, I try to treat everybody good that comes to the door. If I didn't know you and you asked me, hey, dude, I would have let you borrow it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it says a lot about you.
I guess what I'm saying is that probably
not everybody thinks that way, and sometimes you get burned. Sometimes you for sure get burned.
Yeah,
but doing something knowing you might not get.
I don't have deep pockets, so like I'm a big advocate of, things coming back full circle. You know what I mean? And they don't always, but
at least in your heart you did.
That's like the lady whose brother has cancer. I hardly ever hunt there. 800 acres, and I mean I'm all the time checking on her, taking her crabs, and it's an older couple. I'll take her husband oysters. I think I hunted there twice last year, but it's there if I want it, So, and not that they couldn't go afford to buy their own crabs or their own oysters. It's just, acts of kindness. I feel like
I do the same type of thing.
Yeah. I got a guy down in Virginia that we kind of have a different arrangement. I mount his shit for free, but he's got 3,000 acres, and he lets me come stay in a camper that he sets up on the water and bring my kids down there. So how can you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's a good gig, man.
But, back to the whole kids getting into hunting thing. Like, I have 2 daughters. I have a one's about to be 13 this weekend. Wow. Not good. Well,
mine's right behind yours.
Yeah. And then my 11-year-old, they've taken to the hunting a lot, but like I've tried to make sure that they're comfortable, that they have the right stuff, that we're in a target-rich environment so that they're not bored, that they got their tablets or I remember on an Etch-a-Sketch or something playing Hangman or like tic-tac-toe for hours, you know what I mean, sitting in a tree stand. But that gun with the red dot, it's just like, it's effortless. You put the dot on the turkey, pull the trigger, boom, done.
I was going to get into that with you, but you kind of already did it. Like how important it is setting it up and making sure you cross all your T's and dot your I's for that kid to have
because if they have a bad experience, they can be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
My oldest is kind of getting out of it a little bit. Like, she's killed everything, but she really was into the turkeys. And this past year, I could tell her she was going because she thought I wanted her to go, not so much because she was amped up to do it. So, but I think that's just part of growing up. And hopefully she'll come back around, and if she doesn't, I got the other one for now anyways.
That makes sense.
Another question on that, you're like talking about keeping them not bored in the stand and whatnot. I guess my thought process is, if you're coming hunting, you're coming hunting. I'm going to bring you snacks, but I'm not going to bring you an iPad.
Yeah.
What is your thought? Am I like treating him too harsh at 6 years old? Like turkey hunting's
You might be being a little bit of a Nazi. I don't know.
That's just my like, hey, we're going hunting.
No, I
We're here
get
to
it.
hang out
I get
together.
it. And I have a friend that's like, his mom is like, you're there for nature and God.
Yeah.
And that's all great. And I think those are important things to instill in your kids. But if you want them to like suck in and really like it and enjoy their time. Dude, I'm 41. I want to look at my tablet the whole time I'm sitting in a tree stand. You know what I mean? You know how many big bucks probably walked by me because I was scrolling on Instagram or something?
Have you ever
The club that I'm in by the house, no service. Terrible. I hate it.
Have you ever taken a nap in a stand? That's one thing I've never done. People always talk about, I fell asleep. I woke up like 15 minutes after the light. I'm like, dude, I could never.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I'd be kicking myself just thinking, what just walked by? Did anything walk by?
I've done way worse than that in a stand.
I've never done it. I don't know.
I've dozed off in like the before first light in the morning. Like when you're there super early.
Dude, I know, but my thought process is, what if you don't wake up?
I know.
Like, you're not going to set an alarm because that's loud. Mm-hmm. And then what if you don't wake up?
It's funny, though. It's
hour?
a different kind of nap because your ears are open, but your eyes are shut.
Yeah, I just can't do it. Can't do it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
For me, it was accidental. I
Maybe
just kind of
one
like
day.
dozed off for a second, and then I realized, and I was like, oh, don't do that again.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Game in the back in action.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what so does your dad still have that farm, or your
My
stepdad?
stepdad, he does. We don't really. There's beef. We don't really speak. My mom and him aren't. They're married on paper, but they don't live together. And it's
Gotcha.
But dude,
So I can
you've been there,
so I can pull up on public land.
Yeah, I don't care. You know what I'm talking about.
All right.
We can talk. We can drop a pin on the damn
On the
link here.
podcast.
Yep, I don't care.
So is it near public land or something?
Well, the state. So we had permission to hunt it, and we had our 140 acres, and then we had permission to hunt everything south of us to the bridge, and then they sold it to the state.
Oh.
So, and when they sold it to the state, though, it was public for it was probably public for 10 years before really you saw anybody back there, and then it was just hammered. I mean,
And you
it's
probably get trespassers because.
Well, so even though he and I have beef, we don't really speak. Like I feel for him because people go sit right on his property line, like right there, and a lot of it's because I used to say, look, you need to put a blind there. Like you need to build a blind and brush it in, and then I would say 9 out of 10 people, because it's a chore to get up that far up the river. There's trees down, everything else. They're like, oh shoot, somebody's hunting here. I'm not gonna hunt here. But if you have no sign of presence that you've been there, there's no blind, there's no posted signs, nothing, dude, people are going to eat it up.
game.
It's the best spot along the creek, you know?
Makes sense.
But I think I've hunted there 5 times since him and I haven't spoken. We haven't spoken in like 7 years. And I took a couple buddies down there. We had a couple good shoots. You know how it is. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the Pocono River.
It depends. There's so
we'll
much
leave it
goes
at that.
into it.
Yeah. But the last time I went, you'll like this. So I've incrementally gotten a little less into duck hunting every year. Not because I don't want to. It's just a time thing. So these gentleman hunts where you're home by 10 o'clock with a limit of ducks, those better suit my life nowadays. And I have a few places that I share with some guys that are close to home that you can still be home pretty early. You're not going to shoot a limit of ducks, but they're our spot. But the kind of duck hunting I used to do was all day commitment. I mean, 300 decoys, 10-mile boat ride, taking food. You're there for the day. Can't do that anymore. So each year I've kind of gotten a little bit less into it. And my buddy Andrew was like, "Hey, we ought to go down to so and so." Should I say? Do you care?
No, I don't care.
Whiten? Yeah, Whiten. Everybody knows Whiten. It's burnt out. Go there. Have fun. Don't kill each other. Anyways, that section of river is man-made. So it's like, I mean, straight off the banks. It's, I would say average probably 6 to 8 foot. And then you could get an inch of rain and, I mean, the river just floods out like crazy, which is when your duck hunting gets typically better. But there's trees. If you look down the river, there's trees leaning like this. And there's current. So the banks are all eroding away. There's always new trees falling down. It's just a nightmare. So it's like the end of the season. This is 2 years ago, I think. And Andrew's like, oh, we just got rain, dude. We should go to White. And I'm like, dude, I get a pit in my stomach when I even pull up and I see 6 trucks, because it just makes me sick that it used to be all ours and now it's blown out. I'm like, dude, I don't have it in me. I don't think I can do it. Come on, man. We'll go there. You know, it's a first light spot. Like, we'll be back to the trucks by 9 o'clock. Let's go. I'm like, ugh. All right, fine. We'll go. So I said, look, we're going to get there early. Like, I'm not fighting crowds. And I mean, people are dumping john boats with mud motors, jumping over stumps. I mean, it's like a canoe kayak spot, if you want to be honest.
Yeah, and you're watching all this? Like,
I know what goes on there now.
Okay.
I bring an outboard.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, dude. It's ridiculous. Anyways, I said, let's make sure we're there early. Make sure we get the spot we want. We don't want to be fighting a crowd. So I get there early. He's like 10 minutes late. I'm like, dude.
Like you were today.
Like, this is your idea. I needed gas, and I needed the actual town the place was in, and I was going. So I'm like, dude, he's going to be freaking late. We're going to have other people. So all of a sudden, people start pulling up. I'm like, God's sake. So I'm dragging a canoe out of my truck. Got a canoe. He's got a kayak. We got, 6 slot or dozen slot bag, decoy bags with I think we got 2 of those, a blind for the dog, a dog, just all this shit, right? And he finally pulls up, and I've drug half my stuff down to the water's edge, and I'm like, come on, dude, let's go. Well, he's in like a sit-on-top kayak with a sled behind him that he's pulling gear, and I'm in my canoe with a dog and all this other shit. And we talked to some of the other guys were there. They're pretty respectful. We told them where we were going to go and, had a conversation. So we don't get, dude, 50 yards from the boat ramp, from the bridge, and he goes, got a problem. I'm like, what? And I look back, and there's a decoy bag floating down the river.
Oh, I remember this now.
Dude, decoy bag's floating down the river, and he's like, your blind bag is gone. Well, you don't duck hunt, but a blind bag is like, you keep your shotgun shells, your duck calls, the shot collar remote for your dog, your honey bun, and your friggin' coffee, like whatever is in the bag that you take wherever you go, right?
Yeah, pretty important.
So, right. But everything in there is replaceable, except all my bands, all my duck bands on my lanyard.
Explain that. What a
So,
duck band is.
You don't know what a duck band is? No? You really are a newbie to this.
Well,
so.
I assume it's the band on their leg.
Right. Do you know the significance of the band on the leg? So, like,
no,
they'll band the duck. They'll record the number. The duck was banded in Bishopville, Maryland, right? And then 5 years later, some guy shoots it in New York, and then they can track it back and see how old it is. Kind of like a big deal.
Yeah. And then a double band is a reward. You get $100 for it.
Yeah, like some ducks will have a green and a silver band and
strap.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different variations of a band, but it's a super like
trophy.
Yes.
You don't want my opinion on it, but go ahead. Continue.
You don't think it's cool?
No, go ahead. I don't want to steal the thunder.
Okay,
story. Go ahead.
All right.
A lot of people do.
Years ago, I had collected I think I had 7 bands, and everybody puts them on their lanyard full of duck calls. Well, I lost that whole lanyard full of calls when I was in my 20s. I'm like, all right. Any more bands from here out that I shoot, I'm never going to do that again. They're going to sit on a shelf, whatever. Well, as I started to accumulate a couple, all your buddies got theirs crimped onto their shit. So I was like, I gotta put my bands back on my lanyard. So I think I had 9 or 10 of them on there that were like federal bands. Like they were, and then I had a few others that were like, I entered my dog in a hunting test competition, and if you pass, they give you a band. So not the same, but I still had them on there.
That's cool.
That is cool.
I didn't know that.
And every band that's on there, I could tell you where I was, who I was with, what the weather was doing. It's like it's that ingrained into your brain. So when he told me that my blind bag was gone, that's like the first thing I'm thinking, like, oh my gosh, that's not good. That's not good. I was like, what do you? First of all, I'm like, why do you have my blind bag? Why don't I have my blind bag? He's like, you left it up by your truck because you were in such a hurry. So I grabbed it, put it in the sled, and what had happened? The sled had hit us there's trees everywhere, dude. It hit a log and got snagged and tipped and filled with water, capsized. Of course, the decoys floated. Blind bag didn't. He's like, what do you want to do? Do you still want to go? I'm like, dude, I'm shooting a 20 gauge. You're shooting a 12 gauge. All my shells were in my blind bag. I'm ready to go. I mean, I'm almost in tears. Like, I'm ready to go home. I'm upset. Get back to the truck. And it's not his fault. I'm not mad at him. We've been friends for a long time. Never had a crossword to each other. We're not going to have it over this. So I go home. Well, I get on Facebook, and there was supposed to be like a huge rainstorm the next day. Like several inches of rain. So that river's going to rise like crazy. In the event that the bag maybe got snagged or something, maybe it'll break free with some current, end up downriver somewhere. Maybe somebody finds it. I don't know. So I put on Facebook, lost my blind bag. Here's where I was. I don't care about the contents. I don't care about the calls, because duck calls are expensive. I just want the bands. Like, I'll give you a $500 reward if anybody finds it. Well, dude, next thing you know, man, we'll go down there today. We'll go dive. We'll send divers. I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like, the water is chocolate milk, and it is riddled with, like, obstructions, sticks, limbs. Like, you're not even going to fish there, let alone dive there, unless you want to die.
So you can't even throw like a rope with a
grab one, but you're gonna catch. It's like,
I mean, there's just stuff. Years and years of shit on the bottom.
Gotcha. That was my question.
Yeah. So we'll get into that. So, I put the post on Facebook. Well, then Andrew calls me. He's like, "Hey, man," because it's a weekday. I'm in the shop working at this point. I saw your post. Like, if anybody does turn it in, like, I'll pay the reward. I'm like, I'm not worried about that. The chances of anybody finding this are like nil. So he says, look, I know it's a shot in the dark, but let's go down there. We'll take a grapple anchor. We got some of these like weighted treble hooks for snag and bunker and stuff, I'll tie some of those up on like 400-pound leader. We'll go down there and we'll see if we can drag and find this thing. He's like, I know it's like the slightest chance ever, but if we don't do it, after all this rain we get, there's no way. Because now, I can envision it sinking, and then there's still enough current there without all this rain that it could be tumbling across the bottom. And I don't have it, like, it's not closed. It's like you undo a clasp and open the top, and everything's sitting inside there. And I know it's not fastened. So it could have all dumped its contents out when it sank, for all I know. And if you do snag it, you better hope you don't snag it from the bottom and turn it over. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, you're probably right. We'll ride down there and whatever. So we get in the canoe, and there's a set of wood. He didn't even know exactly where it sank. He just knew it was there, and then it wasn't. And we knew about where we were positioned in the river. There was a set of wood duck boxes right there. So we pull up. Of course, this grapple anchor, it's a wreck anchor, is made out of rebar. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't have, like, it's not pointy on the ends, where like a hook might snag the bag. The only way you're going to catch it with this grapple anchor is if you hook it in the strap, the shoulder strap or something. So we would like pull up, throw it, and then drift back, and then move over a little bit, pull up, throw it, and drift back like a grid. And he throws. I think we had 3 of those treble hooks. He throws the first one, dude. Within 3 seconds, it's snagged, like it's gone, like you ain't getting it back. It's hooked into a tree or something. So then he throws the second one, and within 5 minutes, snagged again, gone. So we keep throwing this anchor. And then he's throwing the anchor, and I'm throwing the last treble hook that I have. And I'm just like, this is so stupid. We're never going to find this. This is dumb. We're wasting our time. I could be home making money right now. Instead, I'm spending money. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid. So my phone rings, and it's a buddy of mine from North Carolina. So I answer the phone, and I'm talking to him on speaker as I'm dragging this. And I feel like some weight. So I put the phone down on the bench in front of me, and I just start pulling real slow, dude, and I pull up my bag. As if you were to have grabbed it by the handle and pulled it up.
No shit.
All the contents in there, dude. My blind or my calls laying right on top, everything.
Everything was
got it all back.
Wow.
What are the chances of that?
So insane.
0. The chances are 0 of that happening.
That's insane.
Dude.
I remember
everybody's like, you better go play the lottery.
Hell yeah.
You better go to church. Like, I'm like, yes, there is a God. Yes, 100%.
That's insane.
Dude,
I
nuts.
love when you hear a success story like that, though.
Yep.
You went back everything back against all the odds.
Dude, 0
right
chance of that happening. I mean,
that's insane. Yeah, that the way you portrayed the bands, though, opened my eyes to the way I think about it. Because normally I think about it and I'm like,
Do you have a bunch of bands? Have you killed a bunch of bands?
I knew you were going to say that. He was going to say, maybe it's because you haven't shot a bunch of bands.
No, I was going to say because you have shot so many bands and you just don't care.
No.
You're just a piece of metal.
No, but I've shot them with my buddies, and I'm like, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it. But I have a couple friends that, like, their lanyard's full.
Yeah.
And it's just to show that you have a shitload of bands. But the way
it's a big dick contest for sure.
It is. But the way you just described it, like, and I don't know if everyone can say the same that you just did.
Yeah.
I can name every hunt and every place that I was at.
Dude,
when I killed
but I
them.
had like,
And that's irreplaceable. Like, I never thought of it that way. When I thought about it, it was just like you said, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's cool to hear that.
Like, I'll give you a couple examples of the bands and why they're special. The very first hunt I ever took my daughter on, she was tiny, dude, little tiny. I just got back from Manitoba, Canada. I was up there duck hunting for like 5 or 6 days, and I'm on my phone on the way home planning my duck hunt the next day. And they're like, all the guys in the truck that I'm with, they only hunt in Canada. Like, they hunt for a week and that's it. They're like, haven't you had your fill yet? Like, are you retarded? Like, I'm like, what do you mean? It's duck season back home.
Getting started.
Yeah, it's duck season back home. First split, wood ducks. I'm going to take my kid. Yeah, I'm going. And, like any other time, like you're ill prepared. We've not done any trimming or cutting or anything. And you know how many trees hang over that river spot. And I got back there. I put my daughter in a canoe, and it's all flooded timber. I waded her back through the canoe, or through the flooded timber with all my stuff in the canoe, the dog. And we got to the edge of the bank, and I went and put decoys out. I mean, dude, she's like 3 or 4. Like, stand right here, don't move. I go out, put decoys out, come back. And when you're shooting wood ducks are like a first light thing. A lot of times before you're even allowed to shoot them, you'll hear them, they whistle, and you'll hear them, kiting through the woods. And she's like, Daddy, I got to pee. I mean, it's like, dude, it's like right at prime time. Get ready to start shooting ducks. I got to pee. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I've already had 50 fly over our head, So I'm undoing her bibs to let her pee, and I hear one coming, dude, and I like take her pants down, grab my gun, look up, see the duck. As I swing, like, just as I swing, there's all these trees in the way, and I just touch, boom, friggin' leaves fly everywhere. All of a sudden, blunk, dude, I killed that duck.
Hell yeah!
Went out there and had a band on it.
Nice.
I mean,
cool.
Well, yeah,
that's
like,
significant.
Yes, big time.
That's
That's awesome.
The very first time I ever hunted there with my dad. So he bought that farm. My stepdad bought that farm. And I went out there. It was like February or something. Walked down to the river. There was an old pit blind in the bank. It's like, man, if somebody took the time to dig. Do you know what I'm talking about? Red and 9-pin branch? A lot of people that are listening to this will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you took the time to dig that embankment out, I mean, tree roots and everything else, and build a pit blind, like, we'll go back to like my childhood. Like I said, 10,000 canvasbacks in my dad's creek, open bay. I don't envision there being ducks on this ditch.
Yeah.
Like there are, or like there can be. But I figured if somebody had went through all that painstaking trouble to dig that pit blind out, that the people previous owners to us had to have been worth it, right? Had to have been decent.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I went back there with a canoe and a 50-pound bag of corn. I dumped it all in the flooded timber. This is after duck season. And I go back like 2 days later, dude, and there's just ducks everywhere. I was like, oh my God. All black ducks, pretty much. Mostly all black ducks.
I love shooting black ducks.
I know. They're so respectful. It's the only place you can kill them, and they don't act like jackasses.
I don't even shoot wood ducks if there's black ducks flying over my head.
You go shoot a black duck on the salt marsh, it's the smartest critter that there is.
They live
won't
on
come
like
to you.
Yeah, that's
you go in. You go back in the flooded timber, dude, and you just one flies by, bat, 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 and they just start breaking down. But anyways, so I knew there was ducks there, and then the following October split, we'll call this like my very first duck hunt I ever did on my own without any help. I had gone a few times with some buddies, and I invited my dad to come down, and I took I feel like I may have went back and scouted a time or two, and there was a bunch of wood ducks around. So I went to Gander Mountain and bought some old greenhead gear, like those really cheesy wood duck decoys I used to have back in the day. Bought a dozen of those, and I had a little 14-foot john boat that I would put off at Burbage Crossing and motor down with a trolling motor. And I had those Streamlight flashlights. Well, dude, we're coming. It's raining. It's gross. We're coming down the river, and our flashlights die like halfway down the river. Well, that's not good. So I get out and I go to look in the pit blind, and of course your Streamlight, when it dies, if you leave it off for a few minutes and you turn it on, you get like 15 seconds of light. And I shine it in the damn blind, and dude, there's just spider webs, and it's full of water. I'm like, I'm not getting in there. Ain't no way. Anyhow, long story short, we ended up killing 2 bandit wood ducks that day.
Really?
Yep, a hen and a
That's
drake.
cool.
So that was my first hunt ever, like that I kind of hosted, and yeah, after that I couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and
Yep.
you put them on your lanyard.
Those are on the lanyard that I lost.
Once you found them, did you keep it?
Yeah,
somewhere
where
They're
is
safe?
still there.
I knew you were going to say that. That's so funny.
They're still there.
Oh, man.
You just keep it.
But I remember thinking to myself, like, people think it's silly, but I was like, I swear to God, like I had tears on my way home. I'm like, dude, I don't go anywhere near like I used to. Not because I don't want to, it's just I don't have the time. And that was like my last identity as a duck hunter was those bands.
It's
and
irreplaceable.
my calls. And like, you know, the goose calling is what I learned how to blow a goose call on. They're gone. It was bad, dude.
Yeah,
bad.
I'm glad you found it.
My one buddy, I was telling him, and he's like, bro, I feel you. I'd cry too. He said, I tell my wife, if the house ever catches on fire, that's the first thing you grab. Fuck these kids. You go get my bands, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I bet you keep it a little more secure though.
No,
At
not
least.
really.
No.
I'm a train wreck.
Just
I'll probably lose them
let her-
again.
okay.
Yeah, we might be. I won't find them the next time.
Yeah, you know what I find works really well is air tags.
Yeah.
I keep
Yeah,
one of
but-
those in my hunting pack just in
Yeah.
case. I know, but at the same time, I mean, it's better than nothing.
You do keep one in your hunt bag?
Yeah.
How often do they have to get replaced?
The batteries?
Yeah.
Like
Can you replace it in like an internal battery?
no. You just pop it open and put
Okay.
a CR 2032 in
And
there.
they're waterproof and
Yep.
everything.
Oh, as far as I know. But I'm
My
just
wife
saying,
bought
I
me
don't
some
know.
of those from my keys because I lose my keys all the time. And I never put them on there. And every time I lose my keys, she's like, if you put the fucking air tag on I told you about.
Yeah, they're pretty
I'm like,
handy,
dude.
They're handy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just figured if somebody like if I forget it somewhere or attack or something, it'd be nice to get my stuff back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to believe that people aren't malicious. I mean, they probably try to turn it in, but at the same time, it's just cheap insurance. You know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that'd be something to.
You give people a lot of credit.
I'm naive as hell.
You're a nice guy.
Dude,
I
I'm-
only knew you for about an hour, and I can tell you're like a genuinely nice guy.
Naive.
Probably
man.
bite you in your ass too.
It does. You know what? It's one of those things where, like you said earlier,
Don't
it
change
goes
though.
Full circle,
There's not a lot
though.
of us.
Man,
Not saying that I'm that way, but
I've met
I do
some
try.
coolest people, dude. Just being genuine, like you were talking about earlier, and some things have came back full circle, man. And when it does, it happens less. Than,
Even if it's only 20% of the time.
it happens way less, but at the same time, man, I can tell you a story. Just personally here, I had a guy come in one time, and I did some patio furniture for him. Early days when now I don't really do it, but he came in, I did an awesome job on it. He's an older guy, one leg. He had a prosthetic leg. Super nice guy.
Did you powder coat his leg, did you?
No, I wish. I didn't kill her, dude.
man.
I would have. But he came back and he goes, "Hey, man, this is a big shop you got here." He goes, "How do you move big stuff in here?" And I was like, "Well, be honest with you, if it's a real heavy, I'll bring a skid steer in here. It's a pain in the butt. You know,
Right.
move that big thing around." And he goes, "Man, I got this old forklift and it's in a warehouse in Baltimore." And he goes, "I'm gonna call and I'll call you back in 2 weeks. If it's still there," he's like, "I'm gonna give it to you." And I was like, "No shit, a forklift." And I'm thinking, some
shit, a forklift.
old raggedy pile of junk, whatever. Anyhow, he calls me back 2 weeks on the dot, and he says, "Hey, man, it's lined up. Go there. You got time this week?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll go there this week." And he said, "Okay, I got lined up. There's going to be a rollback tow truck. They're going to roll it on there, and they're going to freaking put it on your trailer for you." And I'm like, "No kidding." Thinking it's total bullshit. Anyhow, got a free forklift, dude. The guy gave it to me. So now, shout out to that guy. Super cool. But at the same time, it does go full circle.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
100%.
but it may not. It'd be in the things that you least expect
And
too.
it's funny, like, so I told you my dad lives up in Anne Arundel County. Before I was doing taxidermy full time, I worked for Brazier's Pest Control for 17 years.
Really?
Yeah, I started when I was 17 years old. And, but on the weekends and in the evenings, I had a lawn care business and I would do some landscaping and stuff like that. So I was always cutting grass or spreading mulch, whatever. So I met a guy in Ocean Pines. He lived in Pennsylvania. Miller Chemical Company. Have you ever heard of that? It's like a big ag company, I guess. He was the president of this company, and I did mulch for him one year. Came down, super nice guy. I probably was in his 60s when I met him, maybe. Had all kinds of cool decoy carvings. He's like, "Man, you got to come up to my place in Pennsylvania and check out." I don't even know if I did taxidermy then. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I don't think I did. But he's like, "Hey, check out my carvings, and I got a big barn with all kinds of exotic animals. I've been all over the world." I mean, it's like, the guy had plenty of money, but he was like a genuinely nice guy. He wasn't cocky or anything. But we struck up a friendship, and He invited me on a couple like trophy striper charters and stuff like that out of Chesapeake Bay.
Man, that's badass.
And down the road, I invited him to duck hunt up on my dad's way. Well, turns out somebody was related to him that lived like 2 miles from my dad. I don't remember who it was specifically, but he used to like pal around there back in the day. And here I am like meeting this guy in Ocean Pines, and it's just weird how things are connected.
Yeah.
So he came down, shot his first canvas back with us. And then he was 80, dude, he was like 82, 83. I took him body booting.
No, you didn't.
Swear to God, I got pictures on my phone.
That's almost worse than you taking Carter Whaley and then when they were like 7 body
Oh,
booting.
dude, they should take everybody duck hunting, the kids and stuff. Yeah.
It's like up to here, they're freaking blowing 20 out of the north.
he doesn't know what body booting is either. That's a whole other thing. But, dude, I asked him, I said, look, if you can do this, if you think you can do this, like, you're going to kill ducks. I was like, but, I understand you're older now, and, like, if you're not comfortable, basically you're standing in water, thigh to waist deep, hundreds of yards from shore, standing behind a big cutout of a swan or a goose, whatever. So you're like in the decoys.
Okay.
It's just a really effective way to kill ducks, and it's, if you've never done it before, it's pretty badass because you could kill them with a fly swatter.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool. So I kind of pitched it. It was him and a guy he worked with. I pitched him the idea, and I said, look, I'll set my dog. I have a big dog stand that I built, and I was like, I'll put it there in case you can just sit down. Like if you need to rest, if you need to pee, you can get back in the boat. I'll stay with the boat. And he came down. He's gonna hunt for 2 days, and he killed cans, redheads, all kinds of cool stuff.
That's badass.
And then the next morning, we were gonna go hunt up the Nanticoke in my buddy's Prodigy, like a mud boat, and we're gonna meet Charlie at this gas station on Route 50 in Hebron, the Rofo.
Mm-hmm.
And we pull in there. He gets out of his truck, and he's in his waders already. This guy's like 80-some years old, and like
He's ready to roll.
Dude, well, he knew that so he gets out, and it was pretty windy out, and I knew if it was just me and you guys, like us, we'd be fine. But I was a little bit concerned that like he was
Wind's gonna catch
not
him.
be super comfortable. Well, just get wet and just not super safe, especially for an elderly fellow. And I started like, look, Charlie, look, this is the deal. It's going to be kind of snotty. And he's like standing there in his waders with his coffee. He like went into Rofo and got coffee in his waders.
He was there like an hour before you got there.
He's like, look, I think I better just go home. He's like, I'm super stiff from yesterday. I can't hardly stand up straight. Like my knees feel like they're going to buckle underneath me. That's why I put my waders on at my house. But so anyhow, he didn't go, and I don't think we shot anything. But so it was a good thing. But yeah. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it also in the hunting outdoor area space, whatever. I've been to some 3D tournaments, and I've met the coolest people, man. And it's kind of, I think it's just genuine people find genuine people. I think, you know what I mean.
Yep.
And it's cool when it works out. But I think just people wanting to share other experiences like you are. That's pretty freaking awesome, man. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to believe that everything comes full circle, even though sometimes it seems like it doesn't at the time. It's like,
Right.
well, I just look back at the big picture and I say to myself, well, still breezing air. It's not a bad day, or
Right.
whatever. Like
Right.
I put myself
No.
in such a small area, whatever, and move forward. So whatever. Can't have a bad day.
Do you mentioned Carter Whaley? How did you know about it? Did Kyle show you videos and pictures of that?
Did you talk about it on the first podcast you did?
Dude, I don't remember. I've done 4 or 5 of these things now.
I got a hilarious
You're famous.
story about Carter, by the way, that I cannot.
You can't talk about it online? No?
Maybe just ask Kyle. How about that? You need to call him and ask him.
Jesus.
But
He's a
anyway.
pretty good kid. He used to get on my damn nerves, dude. God bless.
Nah, he's a good
Every
kid.
time I took him duck hunting, he'd end up swimming. I'm like, dude, it's February. It's not Michael Phelps. Get your ass out of the water.
I
Like,
could see that.
Dude, I fall every time in the timber. Not every time, but a lot. Like
dude,
we'll
I used
shoot
to be.
ducks behind me, and they're coming in, they'll
You
shoot
go
them
get
and
'em
fall
and-
behind me, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like just trying to make sure we don't lose those birds, and I turn around and there's like a fallen down log, and I just get tabletop.
Yeah.
Just eat shit in the water. And I'm
we
like,
used to
whatever.
park. We used to park, and my stepdads would park in the field, and we would walk back to the river, and it was like a 400-yard walk. And you were better. Like the more water there was, if you got enough water, you could paddle a canoe all the way back to the spot. But it was like perfect. Was like knee deep, and you could put all your shit in the canoe and just walk the canoe. You can use the canoe to like lean on, so you didn't lose your balance. But there's all kinds of stuff you could fall on. And dude, I was like, I was gone. everybody I ever took back there was like, Jesus Christ, like, what is wrong? Why are you, slow down, dude. I'm like, what? Like, and even now, dude, like, pretty husky guy.
I don't know. I was expecting you, based on what I heard,
to be huskier,
bigger, dude. Freaking, you look good.
Right. Yeah, I look good.
Some people have it, some people don't. Like,
no, and like, but there's my buddy Bo. He's like, dude, if you put a pond with 50 pintails in it, and you had to run to it, you could try for any football team and kick everybody's ass. And I'm like, dude, you're right. Like, I didn't really play sports and stuff growing up, but like, because I didn't have a dad really to teach me that shit. You know what I mean? But this hunting thing is all self-taught, and I get like, it's the only thing that keeps me going.
how much do you think that attributes to your success in hunting and just also taxidermy? Like you said, self-taught, like having to learn from your screw-ups and just build off that.
I mean, I think that's how everybody learns, you know, for sure. The taxidermy thing, the guy that actually taught me was not really a bird guy. And it worked, but a lot of the stuff he taught me, I later found out was like, no.
That's what I'm saying. So you didn't have someone like...
Yeah. Like when you put a bird on the wall, it's got to have a support wire. Has that been on the show? Should we pivot the GoPro to that?
We don't want to mess up the camera. Maybe we'll bring it over.
I'll take a couple pictures of it and I'll add it in in this clip.
The guy that taught me, he would mount the bird, like the key to any, I would assume mammals too, but like the less you manhandle it, the better off you're going to be. And like you have to be delicate, and feathers get disshuffled and moved around, then you got to put them back. When you clean that bird and you get it dry before you mount it, if you don't beat it up too bad, a lot of stuff kind of goes back in place. And with this guy that taught me, you would mount the bird and sew it up. Then you would take this big 8-gauge wire and bend a loop on it, and you would take the bird and peel its wing back, and you would hammer this goddamn wire. I mean, dude, you just beat the hell out of the thing.
Yikes.
I was like, that's not... Yeah, I didn't know. He didn't know. It's just the way he learned. So, yeah, I'm still learning shit trial and error, dude. I learn stuff all the time. I'm new to the turkey thing. I've done like 30 turkeys now, and I love mounting them, but every time I do one, I learn something new.
Yeah, that's another question I actually had. How essential do you think it is to be like open-minded, and even at the professional level you are now, like you might not say it, but you're the best guy around here as far as bird taxidermy, to be open-minded and maybe you see something and you're like, man, maybe I should start doing that this way.
Oh, no, there's locally, there's a handful of bird guys. When you get about 2.5, 3 hours away, there's some...
No, I get it.
What I'm saying is there's some talent. Like there's some really, really, really high-end bird people. Like I'm going to Texas next week to hang out with some of my friends. And dude, when they started, their stuff looked like that. And now they're getting $750 a duck. And it's him and his wife doing them. But they've been to all these classes and seminars. So yeah, when you look at other people's stuff, you're like, man, like what's that guy doing that I'm not doing?
And you can kind of dissect it though, right? Like you can look at it and you can
100%.
get different ideas.
And a lot of it really boils down to the amount of time that you want to spend on it and preening it and putting things where they need to be. But then you got to start thinking like, all right, well, if I'm going to spend 8 hours on this duck instead of 4, I need to charge more.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're getting $750 a duck, and
it allows them to do better work.
They can do one a day and make it perfect. It's just all, I don't know. You got to find a happy medium where, just like a deer, most people are looking at the antlers. They're not looking at the eyes and the detail in the nose and stuff like that. A duck isn't that way. You're looking at the duck. So
yeah, I get a lot of people that call and ask, where should I take this duck to?
Yeah.
And I obviously say you. And if they're worried about price or whatever, I don't even give them anyone else, because I'm like, if you're getting a duck mounted, it doesn't matter. Like if you're going to pay $150 for a duck, it's going to look like shit. Yeah. So why does it even matter? Yeah. So it's worth paying for that price, even though it might take like 2 years. But I'm kidding. I had to say that to mess with him.
It doesn't bother me at all.
I know.
I also say it's expensive because it's expensive.
Yeah.
And I look at it as an outsider looking in, and I say, well, he's got a shop, he's got overhead, he's got to feed his family.
Well, just like anything else, the materials right now are just going through the roof. I mean, back when I started doing this, you could buy everything you needed to mount a duck for like $15, and now it's like $75. So I don't know, just like what you do. I'm sure that
It's expensive because it's expensive,
right?
You know.
Well,
but you're not seeing
your price is based off your talent, not their budget.
Correct.
Have you heard that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But also, there's a lot more stuff that you're doing that we don't even know about, and the same thing with me, and the same thing with you with the bows. Like it's there's so many things that are, you know, you're disassembly or whatever. My process is so many different things that I do that justifies what it takes to do it the right way.
Right. I'm sure. So, is it mostly prep that takes the longest?
100%. Pulling the trigger and shooting the gun and baking it, that's easy. Yeah. Anyone can do that. You can do that.
Same with birds.
Yeah.
Birds.
I know.
I try to give people the benefit of the doubt though, like if they've never like they don't own a business or they've never been a part of like a business and they don't see everything, maybe they just work a regular 9 to 5. Yeah. Maybe they just truly don't understand it. You know what I mean? They think you're only there when your hours are or this and that. They don't see all the other stuff that goes into it. And you got to think, whatever. It is what it is. And they don't know everything else that you do.
Well, the difference between what I do and like, there's a lot of hours that you're probably sitting in your store and there's nobody there and there's nothing for you to do, but you got to be open. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you when somebody does come in, you got to make up for that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on what you.
That's like the turkey thing. I went out to Texas 3 years ago and mounted some birds with a guy from Georgia. He and I both went to Texas to hunt with a mutual taxidermist friend, and we mounted a few turkeys together and we duck hunted for a few days. And I think he's like $1,600 for a turkey, and he does a damn good turkey. Prior to me, anybody around here, like the most expensive turkey that you were going to get, I would say within a 50-mile radius was $750, $800, but they're just not great. Like they're just, and I'm not saying mine are great either. I have a lot to learn, and I'm learning all the time. But like, I'm not even going to touch it for that. Like, I have a day and a half of prep into it before I ever even mount it, and $400 in materials.
Isn't that crazy?
Maybe not quite $400, but and I'm paying a helper now. So
there's another side to that too, where you're like, well, how are they doing it that cheap? You know, because I get that all the time too. And it's like,
well, what a lot of people and taxidermists are their own worst enemy, because a lot of them are like hobby taxidermists that do it after hours or on the weekend, and they just try to make a little bit of extra money. Well, I don't know about you, but if I've worked 45, 50 hours a week at my normal job, I'm damn sure not going to come home and work for less than what I make there on the weekends and in the evening times. So
yeah, it doesn't make much sense.
No, it's.
Well, that's what separates the good ones from the great
You're
ones.
always afraid that you're going to price yourself out of a job, and there's a fine line between quality and turnaround time. It's like, well, I want it back right away, and I don't want to pay that much for it. Okay, well, all right, I'll keep that in mind when I put yours together.
You're looking for a unicorn.
Yeah. And like I said, back before I ever did it, this had to have been 16, 17 years ago now. I paid a guy across the bitch $350 to mount a pintail for me. And he did a great job. But that was 15, 16 years ago, 17 years ago maybe. And I was $380, $385 2 years ago. I just went to $425 last year. And I make good money at what I do. Like I don't see any need in going up this year. Things really haven't changed a whole lot. But, and I would go up in like $15 or $20 increments, and that's not even me getting a raise. That's just covering the
cost
inflation of yeah. So I don't know what the right answer is, man. You're never gonna. People are gonna bitch.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
You just gotta put your head down and just know that you do good work and just stand behind it.
Right.
And I think that's what separates the good from the great person.
A lot of guys too. They'll get to a certain point where, all right, I'm full for the year. I'm not taking anything else in. And that's where I think that's a good thing. Like some of these guys that I hang out with that I seek it in, they're all loaded. Like that business mindset doesn't sit well with them. Like, what do you mean you're full? No, you hire a couple people.
I know.
And it's like, okay, right. But I hire the kid down the street and teach him, and guess what he does? He starts his own gig. It's a very niche thing. It's not that I can just go, I have people all the time. Just the other day, a guy from Havre Grace messaged me about, hey, dude, looking to get into some taxidermy, and this is the part that they throw in, just for my personal stuff and for some friends, where should I start? And I'm like, YouTube. I'm not. It's taken me forever to learn this stuff. Like, I'm not just going to teach it to anybody, and I'm still learning all the time. It's always evolving. You're always learning. And I had no problem teaching people that live 3, 4, 5 hours away. Come over. I'll show you what's up. But I'm not going to teach the guy down the road. There's a young boy down the road from me that I taught, and he went out, and it's fine. We have a good relationship. I knew he was going to do that, and I supported him 100%. So he used my shop for the first 2 years.
Yeah.
And but it's just, I'm not going to do that for everybody.
Yeah, that was actually one of the things I was going to ask you. But do you think there's enough pie for everyone in the market though?
No.
It's just it could be saturated, and then you're out of a job.
I don't know. I might be wrong.
Well,
Maybe
I'm just saying, does it
know.
separate you from like being really good? That was just
Yeah.
mindset.
I don't know. I think if there was a half a dozen really good duck taxidermists within, 30 miles of here, I'd be
sweating.
I'd have OnlyFans or something.
Yeah.
Selling pictures of my feet.
I think it's kind of both. Like, there's enough pie for everyone, but at the same time.
But what if there was 5 Matthews dealers within 30 minutes of here?
I better do a good job.
Yeah.
That's how I think. Good luck.
It does push you to be better.
I was going to say, that's the other thing.
Sure.
It does push you to be better.
Yeah.
And then looking at, how can I do this? And it drives, that's kind of how we are here.
Yeah.
Everything's
do you follow Ethan Patey?
Yeah.
I've never met him. A few years ago, he messaged me, and I
think he messaged me the other day. Or didn't message me.
He's doing some ducks, and he's doing a pretty good job. I mean, he's got a lot to learn, but I mean, we all did. And I have voluntarily reached out and been like, yo, dude, like, he'll post something on a story, pull the neck skin up a little bit, or do this, do that. Not like, and I don't want to offend him.
Not derogatory.
No, I don't want to offend him at all. No, not at all.
Yeah.
But one of my customers brought in, so a dead mount. A dead mount is like you came in from a day of hunting and you hung your ducks on a strap and they're all hanging there.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of those. And it's a cool way to display a lot of ducks and not take up a ton of room.
That's cool.
And I had done a couple birds for a guy, and then he brought the board back, and I added a couple more to that board. And he's like, look, Ethan Patey's got a black duck for me he's going to add. And I'm like, okay, I'm not offended. I'm not upset, whatever. And so I messaged Ethan. I was like, look, left you enough room there for your black duck. And he sent me pictures of it, and I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, looks good, maybe tweak this a little bit, but I don't care. I wish him the best of luck, But people literally, because the guy that I did it for put something on a story like, don't go to Will H83. He's too expensive. Go to Ethan Patey. And I had all these people messaging me, man, is he beefing? I'm like, no, I don't care. Yeah. Hopefully that kid puts me out of business. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I really don't care. There isn't enough pieces of pie for a couple of us, and he's south. We don't know the same people. I'm sure we know some of the same people that overlap, but I mean, I got connections all over the damn place. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to tell him, hey, come over. I'm going to teach you everything I know.
Yeah.
But I will, help him as he needs it. And if you hear this, reach out, buddy.
Yeah, that's cool though that you give him advice and hope. I mean, if he's good and he's receptive to it, that's the difference. Somebody's arrogant.
got to carry off the torch. You know what I mean?
No, but
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got to help the next generation keep moving. So
my mom works for me. She's there 4 days a week, and she was talking about getting a job at a garden center. She's 68. I said, why would you do that? She's super artistic. Like, I was like, just come over and I'll teach you. So we work together 4 days a week. She mounts pretty much all my ducks. I haven't mounted a duck since March. I prep them up. Yeah, I do. I know you feel like you need a refresher once in a while, but she puts them all together. I position them, and I prep them, get them ready. She puts them together. She doesn't know how to pose them and all that yet, but like she's not going to go out and start her own taxidermy business and sink me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, so your kids come in the shop and hang out, and it's kind of like a family dynamic type thing.
A little bit. My youngest, I was paying her to clean the shop once a week.
That's badass.
Yeah, but she hasn't been in there in a while.
Give them a little bit of responsibility.
Oh, dude, I got to brag on her a little bit. So I said, look. So my oldest was real artistic. The design on my sweatshirts and T-shirts that I have, she drew that, and every shirt I sold, I give her money off the shirt. So she has a way to make money. My youngest, not so much. So I thought, look, come in here and straighten the shop up once a week. I'll pay you $50 a week. All right. Well, within a half an hour of having this conversation, she's sending me a link on Amazon of all these different like cleaning solutions, a cart to put all of her stuff in, and she's like, look, I'll pay for this once you start paying me. But like, if you could spot me the money, she's like 10. Or maybe even 9 having this conversation.
That's badass.
She's like, I want to invest in my business.
That's cool.
Yeah, now it all sits in the corner collecting dust.
Yeah.
For now.
She doesn't clean shit.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. It's
man.
kind of a cool thing. She sees you out there, hustling and getting after
Oh,
it.
they don't know. They don't think I have a job.
Oh,
They say Daddy works.
Let's talk about that because people see you hunting and doing this and that all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But like the business part of it, like we were talking earlier, people really don't know unless you own a business or you're in it how much more time goes in it when you're not
Right.
there, and just every minute you're thinking about it. And what yeah, I guess people see you hunting, but tell them about how you're in there early mornings.
So social
late
media, a social media presence, in my opinion, it's a great business tool. It's a free way to advertise. And I feel like probably most of the people that follow me not just for taxidermy, but probably just for content, hunting adventures with my kids, that kind of thing. So I know people specifically that are like, I don't post that I hunt fish, because I get a lot of shit for it. Well, I don't really care. You
are who you are.
You can think what you want.
You.
You can think what you want. What you don't see is that I was up at 3 a.m, and worked until 10 o'clock at night just so I could go hunting tomorrow, or that dude, what day was it? Last Thursday. This is a prime example of what you're talking about. Last Thursday, my wife and I and my mom and my kids went to Our Harvest for dinner in Fenwick Island, reservations for her birthday. And, finally to this point in my life, like, I can go eat a dinner like that and not be worried about what it's going to cost. It was $500. It's expensive. I did not do math in my head very good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was just thinking with my fat belly.
It's a car payment.
Dude, I went to Spain Wine Bar the day before that. I didn't pay, though. I was invited. But I ate my mortgage and food last week. So anyways.
Is that why you're on the fast?
100%. I was doing really good, and then I ate like a fat ass all last week, and I'm like, dude, I got to get a grip.
Yeah.
So all week, or hang on. So we go to dinner, we get the bill, and I'm like, whew, didn't expect that. Whatever it is, what it is. So we're on our way home, and my wife's in the car. That's ridiculous, and that's so irresponsible. But I'm like, I just want to be like, dude, just shut up. Like, you're right. We just ate $500 worth of food, but we have a lot of leftovers for tomorrow, and maybe the next day. But we got home and I got in bed and I'm like, damn, dude, $500 is a lot of money to spend on food. And I couldn't sleep. I got out of bed at 1:30 in the morning. She's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm going out to shop. What? I was like, yeah. I didn't tell her why. I just knew that's why I couldn't sleep. Like, that's what was going through my brain. Mm-hmm. I got to make that money back. And I went out my shop at 1:30 in the morning and I worked until 5:30 a.m., came in, laid down until she got up to leave for work, and went back out and did another 10 hours. I do that dumb shit all the time. But I'm fortunate that you can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably work on bows at home.
Yeah, I mean, other day, same scenario.
And you can probably do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if you're a carpenter, you can't be like, yo, Mrs. Jones, I'm going to roll in there at 2 a.m. Start working on your bathroom. Mm-hmm. You cool with that?
No, that is a luxury. I had the same situation. My in-laws were in town and I couldn't go and work, and I had a lot of bows. So the other day I went in at like 4:30 in the morning and restrung bows when I wasn't open that day on Sunday.
Yep.
But it wasn't 1:30. But yeah.
But I do it all the time. Dude, and she gets so mad. Can't you just lay there and try to fall asleep? I'm like, dude, I can't. Like, once I'm up, I'm up. And it's funny because she has a new job now, and it's a lot of responsibility, and it's keeping her up at night. Oh. So I was like, how you like it? Yeah. She's like, I'm getting gray hair. I was like, yeah, enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But imagine. It is a lot of, I'm sure people from the outside looking in like, oh, he's had my duck for 18 months. What the fuck? He's hunting. Yeah. Sorry, dude. You're going to be all right. You're going to get it. I'm not going to apologize for living my life. I'm just not going to do it.
You can't forget to live too.
Nope.
That's another other side to it too, where you took the risk, and I'm not, saying this whatever willy nilly, but like you took the risk to do this thing, and it comes with a little bit of freedom too.
Oh, 100%. So
it's not just some big success
and that's something
story and all that stuff, but you didn't take the risk to just go work 8 to 5 and do the same thing you're doing.
Correct.
So
100%.
there is a little give and take where
100%.
That I look at that side too.
Yep.
Yep. So
and we go to you ever been to Longwood Gardens? Mm-mm. No, it's like a botanical thing. It's Christmas all lit up. We do it every year.
Delaware,
Daxboro-ish? No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
but there is one there, but it's not like that.
Okay.
It's in like Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. It's something we do every year. No. We do it every year. We go there and there's Christmas lights and we walk with the kids. It's really pretty. And I assume you get it too. You both probably get it. Like, do you guys turn your phones off at a certain point? Where like, all right, I'm not taking any more business calls. I don't do that.
I don't do it either.
No.
I'll answer. My wife used to get on me all the time.
You know, and I have like a regiment. So like each weekend, like Sundays, I lay in bed and I kind of like, I'll make a list on my phone and my notes. Like, all right, this is what I have to do this week. This is whose duck's next, blah, 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 blah. And I'll make a Monday through Friday thing in my phone. And if something crazy happened, like your boy Ben gave me 17 ducks the other day on top of what I already had planned to do for work. So I spent two and a half days skinning out 17 ducks. Shout out to Ben Outer.
Yeah, we'll get into his buffleheads.
Not upset about it. Anyways, I had some guys that came out and hunted with Jeff Coates, and they wanted me to mount birds for them. And I'm like, and they were from like Michigan or somewhere away, not near here. I'm like, look, I'll do them, but I don't ship ducks. I'm not shipping these ducks. Like, you're going to have to come back and pick them up. All right, no problem. I said, but make sure
you let me know when
you give me plenty of notice, like a month or two's notice before you come. And we're walking through Longwood Gardens and having a family time, and this dude texts me. It's like, I'm coming out in 2 weeks. And I'm like, dude, it ruined my whole night.
It ruins everything.
It ruined my whole night.
I hate that.
Dude, and she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. Like, I'm like, because my brain is just, dude, 100 mile an hour.
Should be at home.
Yeah.
Get back to work.
Well, not even that. I'm just like, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to make it happen? And it just ruins the whole night. And then she's pissed, and then the kids are like, y'all are fighting, you know?
I get that all the time.
Dude.
And I just feel like so bad not being able to detach, but at the same time, it's your business and what you've built. It's like you can't.
Correct.
And it's just part of it.
Yeah.
And people really don't get it, but like, yeah, same thing. And I'll literally like mood.
She's dealing with a lot of stuff at this new job and complaining a little bit. And I'm like, look, dude, I get like pep talker. Like, look, this is just the way it's going to be. Like, you just got to get through it. I was like, you realize how lucky you are that you have that position? And then like how much more money that you took to take the job and that they picked you out of all the other applicants. Like, you're lucky. I was like, you don't think I'm stressed out during the day or upset? Or I try to suppress it and leave it in my shop. I don't try to bring it in the house. Sometimes it overflows for sure, but I know how lucky I am. And there's a million people from the outside look at, man, that guy gets to mount ducks every day and make a living. That's pretty badass. You got to remind yourself of that stuff.
I think that all the time.
Dude, you got to remind yourself.
The freedom that you do have is totally
it's worth the headache.
It's totally worth it.
It doesn't always seem like it's worth the headache, but it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of talking about Ben's ducks. So he texted me the other day and his buffleheads. So he got 2 buffleheads mounted. I saw them at the office the other day.
Are they in the office?
With them. No, he sent me a picture.
Okay.
But I was messing with him. I was like, how about them buffleheads just as
They're
a
pretty.
joke?
They're pretty.
And he was talking about a merganser too, and I was just laughing.
He didn't give me a merganser.
I think he has one from the past. Whatever. What's your favorite duck to mount, and what's your least favorite duck to mount?
Man, I don't know. That's hard. Any duck shot before December is not my favorite duck to mount. But I don't really have a favorite. I don't. I think your divers are going to be.
I know you have a least favorite, for sure. Someone brings it in, and you're like, oh man, there's got to be a least favorite.
Swans are terrible. I don't do too many of those. Wood ducks I used to hate wood ducks. I don't mind them as much as I used to.
The head's got to be real hard to.
There's a lot of feathered patterns. So I've never mounted a wood duck that I'm completely happy with.
Yeah,
never in 15 years.
But I think that's
the very first one I ever did. I was like, that's legit. And I watched instructional video as I put it together, and maybe I need to go back and rewatch it. But, dude, they're just tough. There's just a lot of feather patterns and lines that need to be, just so.
So can you, for me, I don't really know. Can you break it down real quick how the process is?
I
just
can.
Quickly.
But can I go pee first?
Yeah, let's take a break. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Sorry, man, my eyes were floating.
Yeah, you're good, dude. You should have said it sooner. So break it down real quick. In whatever, as long as you want. I just don't want to take too much of your time, but I just don't know what
you don't know anything.
But what it sounds like is it's really tedious, and it's just a lot of feathers, not a bunch of skin holding this thing together. So
it can be.
At least that's what I'm gathering.
So obviously you bring the duck to me. I kind of go over it. Whatever condition the bird is in is really going to dictate how you can mount it. If the wings are all shot up and banged up, then it probably needs to be standing or dead mount or get a different bird.
Okay. So you'll tell them that looking at it.
Yeah, I try to, but if they bring it frozen, like you can't. It's hard to tell when it's frozen. Anyways, you skin the bird, cut up the keel bone, just kind of work off all the skin around the bill. The bills are that duck you have on the wall probably has a real bill. Like that's probably its actual bill.
Wow.
I would imagine, because back then they weren't using artificial bills. You skin all around the face. Basically, it's like a shirt. You take it off.
Okay.
You turn that inside out. I have a wire wheel, like a bench grinder motor, and it's called a fleshing machine, a fleshing wheel. And you run that skin all across that wheel, and it gets all the fat off the skin.
Without tearing this thing up, it's super.
I mean, yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, you definitely. I mean, I still rip. It's pretty normal that you're going to get a tear here and there, but I mean, until you get the rhythm and the feel of it, dude, you just. I mean, you ask Joey Morawski. He vaporized a pintail one day. So, anyways, once you get all the fat off the skin, then you got to wash the skin, wash the feathers. So you wash them in Dawn dish soap, hot water, 3 or 4 times. Get it real. I mean, it looks like a wet rag when you're done with it. Then it goes from there into a bucket of gasoline or white gas, like Coleman lantern fluid. That displaces the water faster, so that when you dry it, it dries fast. You don't have to do that. You could just wash it and dry it, but it would take you 2 hours to dry a sopping wet duck.
Okay.
But when you put it in the gas and you squeeze it out, you pull it out, you can dry it in 30 minutes or less. And then, I have a styrofoam form, or Excelsior is probably what they use on that. It's like, you know what Excelsior is? I don't even know what the hell they use it for. It's like packing material. It's like thin fibers almost of wood.
Okay.
And you can pack it and wrap it and shape it to the body. But I order foam bodies that are specific to the bird that I'm mounting.
Got it.
Heads and everything, and then you just assemble it, put it together. And,
Okay.
I mean,
I kind of anticipated it was like a bunch of feathers that you were like pulling off, and then
once
you're talking about the
you
patterns,
don't pull them off; they're all attached to the skin. The skin is what goes over the form. But then once you pose it and position it the way you want it, there's no like with a deer, you're using like hot adhesive. You have to glue the skin to the form. There's nothing like that with ducks per se. You'll use some filler like silicone or caulk in a few areas, but once you put it on that form and you kind of pin things how they're going to be, once it dries, that's how it is.
Okay.
But the tedious part, the prep is tedious, but once you get it mounted, then just tweezers. I mean, just putting every feather back in place where it's got to go. I mean,
Okay. So you're like positioning. That's what I guess my question
Correct.
was. You're positioning the feathers to where it looks natural.
Well, like they're shingled on a wing. They're shingled a certain type of way.
Okay.
But when you put it together, they might not be shingled. I got a
That makes
picture. I'll
sense.
show you.
That makes total sense.
I screenshot this yesterday off of Facebook. This is a turkey that a guy did. I mean, somebody physically went in and layered all those wing feathers in that turkey with a pair of tweezers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know if you can see that on there or not.
Yeah.
So that's the real time consuming part, is just
Gotcha.
preening things out, getting things right.
Yeah. And what one of the things, I don't know much about it, but how does somebody bring you a duck? Is it frozen, or are
Typically, unless they like shot it that morning and they bring it over, it's usually frozen.
Okay, so they can just have them in the freezer for however long, and then they can bring
if
it to
they're
you?
wrapped properly, I mean, they'll last a long time in the freezer. But if I had a guy hit me up like 2 weeks ago, hey man, I got a couple pheasants. I'm like, all right, I shot them in December. I said, okay, are they like wrapped up? No, they're just laying in my freezer. I'm like, yeah, they're no good.
Okay.
It's like you wouldn't go buy a friggin' T-bone steak and just lay it in your freezer, right? You would probably wrap it in something. Yeah.
Okay.
Not everybody does that.
So you're saying even just a basic bag or some type of something.
So if you
freezer-
kill a bird that you want to get mounted, the best thing I would suggest to you would be to wrap the legs in wet paper towels, wrap the feet in the legs in wet paper towels, the head in wet paper towels, tuck the head behind the wing, put it in a bag, get all the air out, seal it, and it'll last for a couple years like that.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious how that worked. I don't
No,
know.
everybody brings them different.
Okay.
I've seen it all.
Now, do you have? We can get off the duck subject. If you
No,
want.
no.
Okay. How about are they totally annihilated when you get them from shotgun?
I mean, sometimes they're not great. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Ben brought me a lot of ducks that were meh, not great. But I mean, they're special. Like, they're sentimental birds.
Yeah.
And then like he shot a lot of teal early season. And early season teal just are not plumed out. Like, they don't have their feathers that they need yet. So that's going to reflect in my work for sure.
Yeah.
The buffalo heads look really nice, but he shot them late season.
That was cool. Yeah, I was
Now,
messing with them. I was like, I don't know about. And then I was like, now buffalo heads are actually, they're pretty.
Yeah,
I don't know about a merganser, but
Yeah.
buffalo heads.
yeah, they make good mounts.
Yeah,
That'll probably be Ben's first duck.
a buffalo head.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's first duck.
Unless we take him in the timber, it'd be a black duck.
I don't know. I'm just going.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm just
Just a
going.
bunch of rednecks shooting shit in the air. It's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait. Hey, one thing though is I can actually cook a really good breakfast. So at least if we're not killing anything, we'll have a
you got to bring a little Blackstone or something. What's the biggest like oh shit moment you've had mounting a duck, and you're like, I don't know if I can come back from this?
So the very first bird I ever did on my own was a personal bird. It was a blue goose. It's in my living room still. And the guy, did you know Joel Freiberger?
Yeah.
So his dad is the one that taught me. Mm-hmm. And I wanted a blue goose mounted. I laid in the friggin' field and waiting for this thing to fly over and killed it. And I was all amped up. And he's like, I don't have time to do it. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, please. It's like a unicorn. Like, I've been wanting this thing forever. So anyhow, he's like, well, I'll show you how to do it. So
did you shoot a blue goose here?
Yeah. It's just a blue-faced snow goose.
Yeah.
So anyways, he did a lot of it, but we get it all mounted. Well, at the time, like now I take all the feet off my birds. Like the legs and the feet come off. You have to inject them to like preserve them and shape them however they're going to be. And then I paint them and then I put them back on the bird. As you can imagine, if you were to mount the bird first and then you're with an airbrush trying to paint details on the legs, all the overspray you would get on your bird and all that. But back then, they didn't really do that. They left them on the bird and then they painted them. So the feet on a blue goose, there's a color called snow goose red. That's the color that you paint them. And the airbrush, so I had the bird was mounted, it was dry. Of course, it's pretty much white. And I got it in a taxidermy stand, kind of leaned back, and I'm painting its feet, and I spilled all the red paint on the front of its chest. Like, dude, the whole cup of paint, I tipped it, and it just like a sponge, just wicked it all up. The whole thing was red. I was like, I don't know about that. But we just took paper towels and acetone and just sopped it and wiped it and sopped it, wiped it, and then blow dried it, and you can't even tell.
Really?
But dude, the whole thing was red. Wow. The whole thing was red. So I'm sure there's been more moments. Yeah.
That was a teachable moment though. It's probably one of those.
You'll like this. This is a good story, and this is my mom learning this stuff. Obviously, she's had some little mistakes here and there, but they've all been like fixable. And this is funny. So when I order my eyes, all my eyes come in different sizes for obviously different species and different colors. Do you know the story?
I think so.
Dude. So this is so funny. She'd be mad if she knew I told you this. So she's putting this mallard together. And she comes walking over to me, and I'm working on something else. And I have a little Plano box with dividers with eyes in it. And then in one corner is a little Ziploc bag with all brown eyes, but there's 3 different sizes of eyes in the bag. There's 8mm, 9mm, and 10. So she walks over behind me, and I can see her out of the corner of my eye. And she says, what size eyes? And I'm like, dude, we've mounted 50 mallards. Like, you should probably know what size eyes by now, but she's old. Whatever. I said, the biggest one, she's holding this bag up. I said, the biggest one's in there. Well, she thought I meant in the box, not the bag. So the bag goes back into the box, and she's like, all right, where's the biggest goddamn eyes in this box I can find, dude? And she mounts the duck. At which point, she passes it off to me so I can pose it. And I'm like, I'm looking at this thing, and this bitch looks surprised as shit, dude. It looks like he just saw Phil Robertson. She put swan eyes, dude. These things look like marbles. Bing! I mean, I said, Mom. Yeah? I said, did you look at this duck when you got... What do you mean? I said, what's with its eyes? Well, you said the biggest one's in there. I said, the bag you were holding up, not the whole box. Like, at what point does that look correct to you? Well, I don't know. You said didn't you say these were like from North Dakota or something? I figured maybe they had different eyes. I'm like, Jesus, God Almighty. So I was able to pop them out, put the right eyes back in. And then she did a green-winged teal, and it turned out. I mean, you can tell as soon as you get it dry. Before you even put it together, you can tell if it's going to be a good bird or not. She gets it all mounted up, and she goes, "Oh man, I can hear her over there. Man, this thing is beautiful. You're gonna like that. You're gonna like working on this one." And I walk over. She's like, "What do you think?" I said, "It looks great, but it would look 10 times better if you'd put the feet back on it." Dude, it had no feet. The feet are like laying here next to it. So she had to cut it all open and put the feet back in it.
That's the
was
story
like-
I heard because we were at the waterfowl festival and you're like,
Jesus,
my mom, and you're
dude.
like, say something to mom. So I said something to your mom, like, how about them feet on that too?
Oh God, dude, she gets so mad.
And you were like, you actually said that? I'm like, you told me to. I thought we were like,
Jesus.
you know what I mean? I thought it was gonna be funny. And
I was like,
she
do you
did
do
laugh.
hard drugs in your spare time? Like, I don't understand. Like, some of this stuff is so like plug and play. We've been doing it for so long, and she'll just do something dumb like that once in a while. But I mean, I'm lucky to have her, dude. I love her to death. It's good. It's good.
That's cool.
I can see that though. If you don't know like its origin or where it might have came from too, you know.
Don't make
Like,
excuses.
No,
for
I'm
her.
just saying I would do the same thing, dude.
Also, a lot of people like employ like they go off exactly what you say. Like some people venture out like to figure stuff out, but sometimes they'll just be like,
Take
"Well,
you
told me to do
so
this."
literal. Yeah, yeah.
Which is fine. Like they're just
Yeah.
trying to, you know,
Because like
do it
a
right.
lot of times, what I'll do is, and I've been doing this recently, like because I've been going to the gym. So I'll get up at like 5, and I'll get all the components put together, and I'll put them here for her, and then she'll get there around 9:30, and she's starting, and I'm not there. So I have to like label things and be like, all right, look, this goes with this goes with this, so that way she can start while I'm not around. You
That's
know?
smart.
But yeah,
It's just assembly like a Lego almost
yeah,
at that point.
yeah, pretty much.
That's cool. Yeah.
You know,
What advice would you give to someone? Because obviously you were with Brazier's for a while, and you were doing ducks part time, and like we talked about earlier, I think the biggest thing with like starting a business is just taking that
taking
risk
the leap. Yeah,
and
I would
doing it.
say, dude, it's scary, but you got to do it. I could never work for anybody else ever again. I don't think. Did
Yeah.
you? Depends what it was.
It depends what it was. Yeah, I definitely could. It would just be different.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah. No, I don't mind like
But like,
I guess it depends if you're talking about the freedom or like taking like I don't mind taking orders from anyone, but freedom.
no. That's not the orders at all. That's
Yeah.
not what I mean. I mean, like, just financially, like,
Yeah.
most of the time, in my opinion, I could be wrong. Like, if I still work where I used to work and I made good money, dude, I couldn't afford half the shit I have.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not like crushing it over here by any means, and I'm never going to get rich as a taxidermist. But I mean, I didn't go to college. I got like 30 credits. You know, when I worked at that job for all that time, I mean, I made good money. I had a company car, but what led into the taxidermy was it was a seasonal type of a job. Like we would work from April to November, and they would put us on partial unemployment until the next April. So you were off. You might work a day or two here and there. So I thought I was King Dick. I mean, I was hunting all the time, and that's why the taxidermy thing really it just made sense.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool.
So-
You saw the opportunity though.
Yeah. So I started working for Tommy. You know, he didn't do many birds, but he's like, look, you're pretty good at this. Whatever birds I take in, you can do. He's like, what do you want to charge? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I didn't never envision that he was going to give me all the money.
Yeah.
Like I figured he'd pay me like a certain rate. And dude, he was like, he let me use all his stuff, all his equipment, his chemicals, whatever. Never charged me a dime for nothing. And I think I was doing ducks for like $150 for like the first 2 winters. And then when we lived in Pittsville, I ordered a 14 by 24 like Amish made shed and put it there and started doing it there. But I just, you never get out from underneath of a backlog. And that's why when things kind of started going in a direction at work that I didn't really care about or I wasn't too happy with, I'm like, man, this is dumb. I got freezers full of money sitting at home that I can't get to. Why am I coming in here and dealing with all this nonsense when I could really be my own boss? But like, and I know people probably like, what? Like you make a living stuffing dead ducks? Like to somebody that doesn't know, that probably sounds like, how is that even possible? Like how can you afford anything? But it just,
Yeah, I think
it's a good living. It really is.
and it's
You got to put up with a lot of shit.
I bet. I can't imagine what all the stuff you deal with, but it's like an undercover job almost.
Yeah.
Like I try to think about that because my kids are homeschooled, and like whatever. I just think that for them to see entrepreneurs and stuff, it's like it's cool that they're exposed to that type of thing, but it's also some jobs. I don't know, like just it's interesting even to me that they exist,
right?
Right. You made your position,
right?
So
right.
And I don't know. I just think that's the coolest thing ever. Undercover jobs. I want to make a list of like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even just that. Like just
was,
like even with what Dallas does, like the people that you meet that come into your shop that you make connection with. Like we all have this one thing in common, and it's hunting and the outdoors, and it's such a brotherhood, that you're not going to find working for the guy down the street or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I catch shit for it. Be like, oh, you're going hunting with the rich people. Yeah, I am. Sorry. I'm not going to stomping on public land today.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah, send me pictures.
What?
I'll send you some pictures.
Where'd you go to college? Where you get your credit?
I went to Del Tech for not very long.
Yeah, it's I think it's so many people are like worried about, especially parents, like the perception of their kid going to college.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like
see-
I hear that all the time, like, oh, little Johnny's going here. I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, is he a
Right.
good person?
Right.
Is he like learning? You
When
know
I
what
went
mean?
there, I was taking class. I was working. I was taking night classes, and then like certain classes they didn't offer at nighttime, and it was going to conflict with my job. And to be honest with you, I should have just told them to pack sand. I should have went and done it.
Yeah.
You know, you get comfortable and you get complacent, and you get like, oh man, I'm making decent money.
That's the trap.
Dude, it
That's
is.
the
It is a
trap.
trap. And like,
And then you start buying stuff that you can't exactly afford.
yeah,
And then you're married to it.
Yep.
And you have to go to work that day.
I still do that.
Well, I'm not saying
Like that dinner I got last
yeah.
week, I told you.
Hey, we all do it. I'm not saying that you never get out of that situation, but it's
No.
that's like the biggest trap, I think. But
Yeah.
personally, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody out there is considering doing anything like that,
You hear that?
Yeah.
what is that?
For the longest time, I thought it was,
Bad connection somewhere.
well, there it is. That's what it was. Remember?
Put that on like your.
I put it on the ground.
on your ground. Yeah.
As soon as you moved it, it went away.
Yep. Phone. Got it.
But
But yeah, take the leap, man. Don't be scared to take the leap.
yeah, and yeah,
I've always been like and I told my kids this, I told my wife this. If you're not a hustler, or you didn't go to college, like if you didn't go to college, you better know how to bust your ass and grind. And those are your two options, unless you were born into that shit, which I was not. Those are your two options. And my biggest issue is, like, I have this whole garage full of duck hunting stuff and decoys, and I mean, it's like walking into Cabela's, and I'm like, I always tinker with the idea of selling most of it. It's like, man, I could go on like half a dozen trips to different places a year, not screw around. I mean, look, we all come back home. I listen to your brother's podcast, parts of it. Like, we live in a very unique area, and it's not great for anything, but it's good for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's very unique. And if you go somewhere different, you're like, God, I got to get back home. And I still feel that way. But I'm so distracted by, like, all right, it's duck season. You're calling, yo, dude, there's, got a cold front coming through. And I got all this shit in my garage. And I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. Because I have FOMO. Like, I don't want to miss anything. So I'll grind and bust ass and start early or work late, or, you know what I mean? Just to make that so I can go. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's not as good as you think it's going to be. Yeah. It's like, I'd be so ahead of the game to just get rid of all this stuff because it's a distraction.
It's so funny, like Dylan was saying, it's like the thought process of you talking to your buddy, like, man, it's going to be a northwest or northeast wind, and it's blowing 10 to 20 tomorrow, and it's going to be cold, and a good push of ducks just got in here, and it froze up here, and like just the process of thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then when you get there, you might not shoot as much, but just everything that goes into it is so.
The stars align so rarely lately. Like, we actually had a winter last year. Would you agree? Everybody would agree. We had duck hunting elements and conditions, and it's so few and far between that. Like last year, January, I think the second week, my daughter and I went to Kansas duck hunting. I took her out there. I shot like 15 shots. Like, I went there for her. We went there, and then I got back. Of course, it's that whole remorse. Like, oh man, I just took a few days off. I got to grind. And it's like, fuck, man, there's ducks here. Like, I'm in Kansas, and everybody back home is killing all kinds of stuff. So you get back home, and you're like, you know what? Screw it. We haven't had a winter in 5 years. I'm going. Mm-hmm. And I did, and it sucked most of the time that I went. And then you're like, fuck. Yeah. I should have just been home making money.
On the
but I know I'll make up for it. Like, dude, my wife says all the time, look, she's like, you can take a day off. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be in there every day. I'm like, it's easy for you to say, but when this guy's bugging me about his shit, or I have a saying, if my walls are full, my wallet is empty. Like, it would be awesome to have, whenever you walk into my shop, just, and I want you to see a bunch of stuff on the wall, because I feel like if you come in and it's empty, like, man, what's this guy been doing all day? He's just been hunting. No, dude, if my walls are full, my wallet's empty. This stuff's got to keep moving and keep rolling. So And you'll have people that don't come and pick up, and they won't pay you when they say they're going to. And most of them, they're good for it. They're going to show up. So my solution to this guy didn't pay me this week is, all right, well, let me pull out the guys who I know will. And I'll grind out and I'll get that done. And it's just, that's my solution for everything is just keep on pumping.
Yeah. On the conqueror side, you can't forget to live, for one. I say that a lot. You cannot forget to live. And like I said before, you took the leap to have the freedom. So you can't. I mean, I still feel guilty when I go fishing at noon for an hour. You know what I mean? On my lunch break and catching a cool flounder, and you still feel guilty. Whatever. Point is, you can't forget to live. I just totally forgot my point.
I know. I feel like I got off on a tangent and I forgot what I was even trying to talk about.
No.
What's in this water?
I don't know. But it's right there. I'm going to come back to it in a second.
We were talking about like hustling and getting stuff done. Like I have the freedom and I definitely take advantage of it.
The point is the best time to take the opportunity is like the worst time to do it.
Right.
Is like, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, and I don't know, you can sit there and feel guilty about it and all that jazz, but that's when the best stories are made sometimes. Right. And it's that hit of adrenaline, like when it does all connect, that makes you want to do it again next year.
Right.
I guess is what I was trying to say. So,
yeah, I mean, it's like you turkey hunt quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So there's this running joke with a lot of my friends that I take a 2-month vacation during turkey season.
Hell yeah.
He's smiling. Yeah, dude, it pisses. God,
I don't think it because I see it.
Bro,
but the
it
difference
makes me so mad.
between me and you is like someone can drive by my shop, and I might be doing something for my kids because my wife has a real estate showing, and they. Can't
I don't know why
see
it bothers me because look, nobody else has to pay my bills.
Right,
I'm paying my bills. Yeah. But dude, I get like. If turkeys were heroin, I'd be dead, bro. I'd be dead. Like I cannot get enough. But like you're talking about grinding, and like, dude, I'll hunt, and by the end of turkey season, it's broad daylight out at 4:45. I mean, it's shooting time. So you had to get up at 2:30 to get to where you're going. Dude, I'm a zombie by the end of it, and I'd be like, all right, I'm not going to go tomorrow. I'm gonna get my shit together. I'm just gonna sleep in. I'm over it. These stupid ass birds are dumb. And dude, I'll take one day out of not going, and I'm like, all right, we're going tomorrow. We're gonna kill one tomorrow. And I just like, so it's between Delaware and Maryland. Delaware will open a week or two before Maryland, so we get like 7 consecutive weeks to turkey hunt. Do you turkey hunt?
Oh yeah, I went.
What are you doing with your life?
No, he does.
No, I went for the first time this past year.
Did you
I
kill
finally
a bird?
got a little spot. In another.
Oh, you did. You killed one.
So I killed.
Okay. You think it was cool?
Yeah, it was a great time.
Was it really easy to just come right to you and you killed it? Because that.
Well, it came right to me because Dallas called it in.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, he took me under his wing and took me out there.
Dallas Waddell over here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you caught me off guard there for a turkey, yeah.
No, so like...
I was like, hold on. Did you just not do that? You must not have liked it.
Right.
Guess when I go back,
Oh, my God.
give me the keys to your fucking lease. I'm going next year because I guess
funny.
it didn't count.
But sometimes it's... Especially if it's your first one and it happens that way. You're like,
Well, we did have a hunt, the first hunt, and
when you have to hunt for these things and like it's cat and mouse and dude, I'm telling you, there's nothing like it. There's nothing. It's the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
Well,
I tell people
it was really fun.
It's the easiest or the hardest bird to kill.
And I don't know when I became so obsessed with it, but like ducks definitely took a back burner. Turkeys will always be
number one.
Yes, always. And like this past season. So I would say normally, so I get 2 tags in Maryland, 1 tag in Delaware. Sometimes I fill them all, sometimes I don't. Whatever. That doesn't equate to me having a good season. For me, it's getting my kids one or my wife one or my friends. Like I like being there and being part of it, and
turkey hunting, calling them in is more rewarding than shooting them. In my mind, you're playing the part of actually.
It's
turkey
just
hunting.
it's not like you're just sitting in a deer stand waiting for something to walk
pull
by.
The trigger.
Yeah,
it's cool to be a part of it and watch you do it. But a part of me though, like where say deer hunting was all me, I had to be accountable for every little step.
Yeah,
a little bit of me with your help. I mean, I'm super appreciative for it, but like it seemed like not easy. But I don't have the appreciation yet. I'm going to.
You mean for the turkeys?
Right.
Yeah. You do go do it yourself a couple times.
Well, does that make sense? I'm saying I'll be humbled. I'll be humbled when I have to do it myself.
The nice thing
that's my point in saying that.
Turkeys too is like I remember when I first started, I just kept going myself, and you literally can learn so much. And it's not like you're boogering up 150-inch deer. It's a turkey. Who cares?
Right, and you might booger them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll booger them up.
The first season I ever turkey hunted, dude, I went like almost every morning before work, and I heard turkeys every time I ever hunted. I never saw one and never killed one. The first, but I just learned so much. I was calling way too much. I was getting too close. But like, I don't know, even though we keep getting off on a tangent.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
like those couple months or those few weeks, like I hunt and hunt and hunt and hunt, and I will not be apologetic for it. But like by the end of it, I am a zombie because like I'll get birds prepped out. Now, if my mom wasn't working for me, I couldn't do that. Mm-hmm. But like when she gets in there in the morning, everything's already, all her components are there. She can start. You know, I'll hunt. I'll get home like 9, 10 o'clock, and I'll work till 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and I'll do that every day for 7 weeks. And my wife is like over it because when you get in bed at night, you have a little. There's no quality time. There's no how was your day. It's dude, I got nothing left in the tank. I'm like, look, hall pass. You can have a boyfriend during turkey season. You know what I mean? I prefer he doesn't stay overnight. Get in, get out. But disclaimer.
That's funny. What I already know the answer to this question, but I remember Ethan Davis is married to my cousin. You know Ethan, and I remember when I first met him, he was talking to my brother, and they were talking about turkey hunting. And my brother asked him, "Would you rather kill a 150-inch deer or kill a turkey?" And without like a bat in the eye, he said, "I'd rather kill a turkey."
Really?
Yeah.
Oof.
You're not that way? Seems like
dude, I don't know, man.
Every turkey's the same. I tell people are like, "Man, I got this big bird or this double beard," and I'm like, honestly, I could give a shit if it has a full fan.
I'm the same way. Like,
why does it matter?
And look, I've shot my fair jakes too. I'm not gonna say I haven't in a couple of years, but if things get tough, dude, I'll mow one of them bitches down. They're delicious.
Mine was.
Did you shoot Jake?
Mine was. Yeah, first turkey.
Jesus,
dude.
Unbelievable. Yeah. No, but it's so funny because my wife and my kids, they won't shoot Jake.
I won't either now. Not to be on like a high. I'm just saying.
No. I think I'm to that point now too. I think I am, but I don't.
We had 4 come in, and he's like, "What are we gonna do? What are we do?" I'm like, "Shoot one."
Yeah,
you're shooting.
The goblin and
sure.
stuff. They come in goblin. And
oh
yeah, it was good. And the day before, I can't remember if it was the morning before or whatever it was, the previous hunt, or you were upset because they were so close.
Dude, I was so pissed, and he didn't understand.
But that's what I was saying about the turkeys. I don't know enough yet to be upset yet. It hasn't fully.
Dude,
we had birds gobbling in this field on the neighboring property, and they started going away after they got down. Blah blah blah. And I was just periodically calling because we were there. We didn't hear any other birds, and maybe like 30 minutes went by after they were going away. After I was periodically calling. And I don't call that much, but if there's nothing around, like every 10, 15 minutes, and all of a sudden, this bird on the complete opposite side of the left sounds off. And if you've been listening to me all morning and you don't say anything,
right,
and then you're 150 yards there, I looked at him and I said, "He's coming."
Right,
like
he's checking in.
We're gonna kill this bird.
Yeah,
like he's been listening to everything, and now he just sounded off. Like it's game time. He was there the whole time, and so we had to turn, and our decoys were here. And we were kind of silhouetted in them, so it kind of screwed us up.
Right.
And I see him come outside of the corner of this tree, and he's like in half strut and then comes down. And then all of a sudden, he just starts putting and going away. And I'm like, what the? I look back, and I'm like, dude, were you moving? Like, what happened? I don't, like, sometimes they just see you, and the decoys were behind us.
I swear they can see you blink, dude.
But I don't know if he didn't know or maybe he didn't.
You were there? This was you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And I think I threw my gun. I was like
pretty bummed out. He was bummed out.
I was pissed because you get to that point where the morning was like not happening, and then all of a sudden 150 yards, this thing sounds off.
Dude, you just described my entire turkey season this year.
This bird is 100% gonna die.
Yeah.
And
if they gobble after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, he's usually dead.
And then that happened, but whatever.
So. We had when I said like I don't equate my season to my success with necessarily me filling my tags. This past year, right before it started, I got an opportunity to go to Texas, and I didn't realize that like video cameras, camcorders are like obsolete. Did you guys know that? Like if you're not using a DSLR camera with a big badass lens now, you're nobody.
Okay,
you're nobody. And I video a lot of my kids' hunts. Anyways, like most of the stuff that they've killed, I have. I make little reel. I just enjoy doing that. And dude, I go back and watch them all the time. Like I'll literally watch them and cry. Like I look at it when they're little, like, oh my god,
yeah.
She's gonna be 13 Sunday. She has her period now. She hates my guts.
It goes so quick.
Dude, terrible. Dude. But this year I ended up buying a nice video camera before it started, and I got looking online, and the camera I bought was a Canon, and it was like a 2022 model, so it's a couple years old. And a lot of times electronics are obsolete after a year or two. But I wasn't gonna spend $4,000 on a camera. So I bought that thing, and I took it to Texas with us, and then I carried that thing with me every time I hunted, and I didn't get crap on camera. Like, I ended up killing all 3 of my birds, 2 Maryland, 1 Delaware. My daughter, this first year that my daughter, since she was 8, that she didn't kill a turkey. It's just like everything that could have went wrong every time. And I'm like, it's got to be the camera, right? But it was just funny because I thought I was going to get all this cool stuff and cool content, and I didn't get any of it.
Yeah. Whenever you bring the camera out, it screws it up.
Oh, well.
I try not to when I duck hunt. I got like one of them little phone mounts. I got the magnet on the back.
Yeah.
I actually did get some cool duck videos this year. Yeah. But I always think, man, should I bring this thing out or not? Because this morning is looking right. And then
I'm to the point now, I don't care if I ever shoot anything else ever again. I just want to be there. I want to watch my kids do it, or I'm a big share experiences kind of guy. You know? If you've never been duck hunting, I'm excited to take you duck hunting.
Yeah.
I don't have any place to take you, though. Got to talk to him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't either, right? It's got public land. That's all I duck hunt. I got to lease Cambridge if it gets cold, but I won't go there until it freezes.
What's on the chop tank?
Yeah, little chop tanks. It really doesn't hold divers unless it freezes up.
Damn.
Yeah, we don't really get much. But if it freezes, we get the only open hole there. And we had a good hunt this year. But one question that I wanted to hit, if you could change one thing about how the youth approaches the outdoors, or one thing you're kind of seeing differently nowadays that you wish they would kind of change, what would be?
Oh, man, that's tough. When you say youth, you mean like little kids like our age? Or you mean like these?
No, like teenagers. Like
all these
coming
alpaca
up,
looking straight brim hat wearing kids.
Yeah, Carter Whaley's. Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty good outdoors.
No, he is.
I think.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm funny because I've actually cropped a Sika hat and whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like everybody's worried about pile pit, and dude, guilty. Like I used to be the same way. But it's so much. Like I said, you evolve. It's so much more than just killing something and taking a picture of a bunch of dead ducks. You know, it's back when we used to go hunt across the sound all the time. You never left the boat ramp until the sun was coming up. Like it was 8, 9, 10-mile boat ride. The last thing you wanted to do was wrap, an old crab pot around your prop, and next thing you know, you're anchored from the stern, and you got waves crashing over the back of the boat because you couldn't see where you were going. It's just not safe. So we would never leave until the sun got up. But now, dude, all these kids are running across there in like 16, 18-foot john boats, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, racing for a spot. Just not safe. Just not safe. Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's a double-edged sword because you don't want to you want more people involved. Like you want more kids getting into the sport. If they stop, then it goes away. But on the same token, you want to sit there and critique them and tell them they're doing this wrong, doing that wrong. But I don't know. I meet a lot of kids in my shop, and we always have conversations about ducks. And I'm to the point now where I probably catch some shit for this, but I don't mind sharing the spots that I used to go. Hey man, try this. I had a guy text me today, man, I want to shoot a widget. I'm like, I got you. I'll drop you some pins. But just kind of passing the torch off. But I don't know. Just be respectful when you're at the boat ramp and you see a bunch of guys. Have a conversation. Where are you guys planning on going? What about you? Just keep it safe. It's not all about what you're killing. It's not all about what you're wearing.
Don't you think though that it takes going out there, being young and dumb
to learn?
To realize
very unforgiving out there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but it takes those near misses and those experiences and seeing them all lined up
100%
to realize, oh, well, maybe next year I'll go a little less, and then I'll invite one of my buddies that hasn't done this or whatever. So it's one of those things. I
have he's not a kid by any means, but he's new to waterfowl hunting. My buddy Fulton. And he didn't grow up in hunting or anything. Maybe his family deer hunted a little bit. I'm not sure. But waterfowl is very, very new to him. And he's a bigger guy. So he buys a boat. His first boat's a 13-foot Four Rivers eBads. It's like you know what that is? It's
it's 13 foot.
Right.
For a big
so it's
guy.
like a layout boat. It's basically, it's got a mud motor on it. It's for running shallow. It's like a one-dimensional, one-purpose boat. And it's awesome. It's a great boat. But you got to have the right spot to use it. So he bought it, and not too long ago he says, I want to get some crab pots, man. Start putting some crab pots out. I'm like, all right. I said, well, there's places you can go do that. I said, but it's a 13-foot boat, so there's nowhere to put the crab pots. So he straps them to the bow, and I tell him a few places he can go. He's close to the ramp. He says, and the mud motor only has like go. There's no reverse. There's no neutral. Like if the prop's in the water, you're going. And it's a long tail. I think it's a 13 horsepower or something. Anyhow, just last week, we've been rotating. Like he'll pull the pots one day, I'll pull them one day. So that we don't get tired of crabs. And I'm at the gym and he calls me and he's like, man, I don't know, it's kind of choppy out here. I got one pot, but I don't know if I can get to the rest. I'm like, Fulton, they're in like a 50-yard circle. If you got the one, you should be able to get to the rest of them. All right. I said, I mean, don't die over a crab, but so I hang up. Phone's ringing again. Hello. Dude, he's freaking out. His motor fell off his boat. Like he's in all this chop and this brand new mud motor fell off the boat. And it's like 200, it's a lawnmower engine. He's holding onto the handle of the boat or of the motor and it's in the water. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm taking water over the side. I'm like, dude, I'll come get you, but I'm 40 minutes out. So I rush home, get my boat, hook up, and then I realize I need gas. I call him.
A recurring theme.
I call him, and I'm right.
Do you ever fill up your tank? Or you're the type of guy.
My
that
truck,
puts
no, I
5,
usually
6?
always fill it up. So I call him, and I'm like, "Are you good?" He's like, "I couldn't hold it anymore." He tied a rope to it and like let it go to the bottom. Brand new motor to the bottom, 10 foot to the bottom. I said, "Look, I hate to tell you this, but I gotta get gas." I said, "Don't go nowhere. Not that you're gonna." But he was freaking out, and I was like, "Look, dude, the water's 80 degrees. It's 80 degrees outside. You're gonna be fine." Imagine this happened in the wintertime, you know, when it's 20 degrees and you're not fine. Like this is a good learning experience. So I ran out there, and dude, he's laying in the boat, just like you could just tell he doesn't even want to look at me. He's just so embarrassed. And shit happens, dude. It happens. But like you said, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
So I took my daughter with me, and
That's pretty cool.
we're trying to friggin' pull. He's in his boat, and I'm in my John boat, my 16-foot John boat, and we're both trying to hoist this thing off the boat. Dude, it's heavy, dead weight. And his boat's tilting because he's leaning over, and mine's leaning over. I said, "Look, get out of your boat, get in my boat,
Counteract
and then we'll both pull this thing up." And dude, we got it to the surface, but we couldn't like roll it into my boat because dude, the shaft is 12 foot long. I mean, it's huge. So I said, if I can get a rope around the end of the shaft, like get a little bit more leverage, but we were smoked. So we had to let it back to the bottom, get ourselves together, pull it back up, and finally got it in the boat. He's like, I'm gonna throw up. He just was nauseous. He wanted to cry. He wanted to crawl into a hole. I'm like, dude, nobody's judging you. This shit happens. Like this kind of things happen to us, you know.
I think,
but it could be very unforgiving if it was the wrong time of year.
Yeah, and I think a lot of kids, like I was very fortunate to where my dad would always tell me, he would be like super conservative. He's like, you can't, like, don't go, like that bay gets big.
Yeah,
like anything can happen. You can flip your boat, this and that. And I was like, whatever, Dad. Back then,
yeah, you think you're invincible when you're that age.
You do, and it takes something like me. I got in a car accident, and like I could have pretty much died. And now I didn't get hurt, but it could have been bad to realize. And I was talking about this earlier, actually. My buddy, he was going hunting on his boat, and he didn't attach the
pull cord.
Yeah. And he took his his hands off the tiller and hit a little wave, and the motor kicked, flipped him off the boat, and it's doing circles.
Yeah.
And it wasn't cold enough, but imagine if it was. Imagine if that boat ran him over. And this guy is like 6'3", like built like Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
So like, it takes something like that, especially for someone like that is like obviously strong and like fit.
Yeah.
To really bring you back to earth and be like, man, this, and like
you're so small.
It's so unforgiving out there.
You're so insignificant.
A lot of kids, especially in high school, when I was the same way, like you just try to go and like, dude, you can duck hunting in the winter. I mean, we see it all the time now. All these kids going missing, and there's all these searches for them. It happens.
So we talk about. Did you ever hear about the kid that flipped out of the canoe down at Whiten a couple years ago? They had to do a water rescue.
Yeah,
that's the kid that helped me in the shop.
Really?
He was in the shop working with me. He was 16, 17. Man, I want to start hunting Maryland. I want to start hunting some public ground. I'm like, look, I'll show you a cool spot. So him and his buddies went down there, and I said, you need to go scout. I said, there's always trees across the river, obstructions, whatever. You don't want to. Your first time there, you don't want it to be in the dark. So he went down in the canoe, and he looked it over, and he's like, "It's pretty badass down." I was like, "Yeah, super special spot, dude." I said, "It's not gonna be what what it was when I was growing up, but it might be really cool to you. You don't know. You can't compare it to what I've seen there before, but you definitely go shoot a few ducks. So he scouts it out, and a few days later, he decides he's going to go. Well, we got like a huge rain, and there's a website you can go to, and you can check the water flow at the bridge to see what it's at. You didn't know that?
No.
And
I was always going to check it.
It was running like 6 to 10 foot, and it jumped to 17 foot after this rainstorm, like a day or two afterwards. And he's telling me that they're going. I said, Colin, like, I would not go. Really? I'm like, dude, it's going to be rolling. And then you got to paddle back against that. Like, you the direction you're going with the current. But when you get to where you're going to hunt, you got to come back. You got to paddle against that current. And I told him he shouldn't go, and he didn't listen to me. 17-year-old invincible. And he was going with 2 other boys, and I know one of their dads. So I'm like laying in bed the next morning, and my phone chimes off. Did you hear about what happened to the boys? It was his other kid's dad. I'm like, no. So I call him. Well, they had parked at Whiten Bridge, right? And the water was almost to the blacktop road. Like there was a foot of space underneath of the bridge between the top of the water and the bottom of the bridge. I mean, usually you can paddle underneath there, no problem. They went and drug the canoe in, and the water was pretty stagnant closer to the road. But then when you get in the main channel, it's rolling. So 3 of them in one canoe paddle out, and when they turn into the river, the current just washes them back and pins the canoe up under the bridge. They're like trying to hold themselves away from the bridge. Colin's like half-ass falling out, so he just thinks, I'm just going to get out. Like, it's safer to get out. But when he gets out, he's got chest waders on. The current washes him underwater. He's fortunate enough that he catches a bridge piling as he's underwater, and he's bear hugging this bridge piling. His 2 buddies are in the canoe with the canoe parallel to the bridge, and they're holding themselves off. Like, they don't know what to do. They're like stuck. They can't get to none of their phones or anything. His phone is in his top wader pocket. He's able to get to his phone while he's bear hugging this piling. Water rushing by him. I mean, like neck deep. Is able to get a phone call out. And I think Snow Hill maybe responded to it. But he held on to that piling for like 30 minutes. Just water rushing by him. Like 37-degree water rushing by him. Wow. They get out there to him. Like they have to like pry his arms off this because he's like froze up. And he doesn't wear underwear. He never wears underwear. Right? And the paramedic is some big black guy. He says, Bud, you got to strip down. He goes, well, I don't have on any underwear. He said, sorry, Bud, we all got one. Strips him down, gets him in the ambo, and they're riding to the hospital. And he said, dude, they're shoving thermometers up his ass. Like, he's not no warning. They got blankets all piled on top of him, trying to bring his body heat back up. He says he gets to the hospital, and they go to wheel him in. Of course, they've taken all these blankets off. It's just this one big sheet. And he said, dude, it was like a shift change. All these hot nurses are in there. He said, they wheel me in, a big gust of wind, woof, whole sheet comes off him. There he is. He said, dude, pecker all shriveled up. I was dying. And
that's hilarious.
I don't think they checked his core temperature then. They waited till they got in the hospital. It was like 94 or something. It was cold, cold. And he's like, I'm farting jelly out of my ass. He said, no wonder they're just shoving all these thermometers in me. I was cracking up. I said, dude, do you realize how lucky you are? Like, if you hadn't caught that bridge piling, you'd be gone. Mm-hmm. No way around it. You'd be gone.
That'll live with him forever.
Yeah.
But it takes being young and dumb to be old and wise. So
that's good, man.
Yeah.
I like
Is that real? Did you make that up?
No, I've heard it somewhere.
Stop.
Yeah.
So, okay.
You should have taken credit for that. Oh, man.
No, that's one of my favorite sayings. So that's kind of what this encompasses, really. Is
Yeah.
all those experiences and the trials and errors and taking.
I've done some dumb shit for a duck, man. We used to go across the sound, and I'd be like, all right, let me just get there. If I can get there, I'll worry about getting home later. Let me just get there, kill my ducks, and then I'll worry about getting home. Dude, just dumb as shit.
Yeah.
So stupid.
And you look back on some of those things, you're like, man, we made it. That's what makes epic stories.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? So
I got no shortage of those.
That's the downside to it. But what do you do in your free time, man? Other than, I mean, I know you're an outdoorsman and all that, but like, do you have any other hobbies that don't encompass outdoors?
No, not really.
So you just work and
just work, fish, hunt. Yeah,
that's cool.
I don't fish that much. My boat's in pieces in my garage. That's another thing. I have a fairly new boat that had a hole in the gas tank, and it's in my garage in pieces, and I haven't fixed it yet because I know it's a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
It's better off broken sitting there. Be something else I want to go do.
What this is always a topic that I struggle with. Like my in-laws, they don't hunt, so like explaining hunting to them is so hard.
Yeah.
And I've heard some people say it, and it just sounds like so elegant the way they describe like hunting to the outsider.
Yeah.
Like, what does hunting mean to you, and what?
Dude,
Do you have an easy way to describe it to people that aren't in it?
My
'Cause
wife,
I can't.
my wife's got a friend at work that she's become close with. It's a girl. She's from New York. She doesn't know anything about hunting. She lives here, but clueless. And I don't even know how. She just thinks it's weird. Like, you guys kill stuff, and
Yeah.
like she come over to the house and there's all these Euro mounts and stuff, and she just from the outside looking in just thinks we're just killing shit. You know what I mean? Some rednecks shooting shit out of the sky.
Literally, I was thinking about that.
And it's funny because we've like schooled her. Now she's like intrigued by it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think whether you like him or you hate him, like Steve Vernella, like Meat Eater, I feel like that's a good depiction of the shit that we like to do. And it's a good way of showing people that there's so much more than just killing an animal. And at the end of the day, we probably love animals more than most people do. So just, I don't know. When you go in the woods or in the marsh, like you see things that nobody else is ever going to see. You know what I mean? Watching the woods wake up in the morning, watching the sun come up from a marsh. Like there's so many experiences that you're going to get, so many rich experiences you're going to get that people that don't hunt aren't going to get. But I don't know how I would explain it.
Yeah, it's hard to put it into words, really.
Yeah. But so I said to this girl, I said, "You like Survivor, like Naked Afraid?" And she's like, "Yeah, I love that show." I was like any like survival shows? Yeah, I said, "You need to watch Meat Eater." I was like, it's kind of like it's not a survival show, but it's like a camping trip and then a hunt, obviously, and then there's a culinary aspect of it. They're gonna cook and use all the parts, and I don't know. I feel like he does a good job of explaining things like that.
He does. It's funny you say that. Like one of my sister-in-laws, she leans left, but
she's got to go.
her and her husband literally used to fall asleep to Stars in the Sky by Steve Vernella. Like every night they watch that.
I just watched that recently for the first time.
Dude, the way he described, that's what I was saying, like the way he puts in words.
Yes.
That's probably where you got that from. Like we
Yep.
probably love animals more, or we do love animals more
Yep.
than you do, because we
Yep.
can appreciate everything they give and the experiences. We're not malicious.
Or it's like,
killing these
you're
animals.
you're shooting deer over bait. Well, you know how many more deer I feed than I actually shoot?
Right,
Yeah.
and you actually
Like-
care to keep them
Yeah.
fed with nice food plots
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's so
I
much.
mean, it's
that
to
goes
our
into it.
benefit, but
Yeah.
also you're
Yeah.
helping manage a population.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so if you look at it from all angles, it's
I think if
Net
you
positive.
if you were to take somebody that's never hunted a day in their life, and you were like, all right, I'm going to take you hunting. What would you take them to do? I would take them turkey hunting.
Yeah, I was about to say, because in turkey hunting, you learn so much about everything. I learn a lot about deer and how they travel during turkey season. You might pick up a shed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The woods is just growing that time of year too. And
Everything's
the
rich and
sounds,
alive, and
It's something
it's not
that,
too warm. It's not too cold. It can be a little buggy but
yeah.
I feel like if you were to take somebody that's never hunted a day in their life, do you mean people have never heard of turkey gobble? Like what?
Mm-hmm.
We have just 20-pound friggin' turkeys just running around the woods. Yeah, a bunch of them.
Yeah.
yeah. The day that I went,
And I feel like they'd be hooked. Like I feel like that's badass. Even if they didn't shoot anything, I don't know.
Yeah.
my
for sure.
experience, first time going to Astig, we were on the boat and you were dropping me off to go out to my tree, and we were hearing bugles ripping off, and I'm like, whew, that's addicting.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
That's a whole different
absolutely
thing.
just, the hair stands up on your arms. So
Yep.
I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And then
Yeah.
you get,
And you don't feel like you're here. You feel like
I
you're
know,
somewhere else.
you feel so far away.
foreign. Yeah.
And even in a picture, you're like, unless
I've never hunted them there. I would love to
It's-
go, but I've never done it.
Yeah,
dude,
it's
it's
not gonna
amazing.
happen.
I've never,
Wow.
the way I
I
described
don't need
it,
you to show me. I'll go figure it
I'm
out.
kidding.
man, the way I describe it is I've never felt more alive.
Yeah.
Like that morning sun coming up and you're up in the tree, it's swaying in the wind.
That's a special place anyways, though.
It is insane. I've never felt like that ever. So
It's
that's my
definitely different
experience.
than I have hunted them there once. but it's totally different terrain than like Dorchester County.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's a shitty, muddy mess like it is. I'm sure
it
spots
depends
that
where
are.
you're hunting, but
Yeah.
But I explain to people, like, if you can go and you have the time, I'd go to Dorchester because the amount that they bugle over in Dorchester
100%.
is way more than here. And I'm no biologist or anything, but I think it's because the frag is so tall there and their
Can't see each other. Yeah.
they can't see that they have
That
to
makes
communicate
sense.
more. Where
That makes a lot
on
of sense.
Azteec, there's more open marsh. That's my thought process on it. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's what I think. But even just waking up on the marsh and you might not even see anything.
And it's super close and convenient for you guys.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, sick of deer hunting or any
Oh,
hunting,
yeah,
just
yeah.
waking up and like,
It's
we
beautiful.
just took a
You
boat
can't-
ride there. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on right now?
Dude,
This
it's
is
like
crazy.
8 inches of water.
Yeah.
But you've talked about it before, not taking like this area for granted. Do you ever find yourself doing that and then you realize? And
I don't.
kinda walk
I don't
through-
anymore.
You don't
I don't.
anymore?
No. I know how special it is.
Yeah.
Back when I was hunting a lot and like traveling and stuff, I would meet people, in different states, and I would invite them to come and stay here and hunt for a weekend. Like, do you know Brett Shape? You met Brett, Grumpy Duck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's one of them. I met him at a hunt test that I had my dog in, and when they come here, they're like, "Dude, this place it sucks. It's getting all built up. I get it. That does for sure suck, but you can drive not too far away and get away from all that, And when the wife wants to go to the outlet shopping, it's right there. If I could like pick up right now and move someplace, I'd go to Eastern Shore, Virginia. But the schools are not good. I could retire there, but that's as close to me, that's as close to what this place used to be 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Worcester County's not terrible, but when you get up to Sussex County where I live, everything's being built up
Yeah.
and crazy. It hasn't changed a ton right here.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
I know.
But yeah, the
I love our
opportunity.
area.
But no, it is, if you think in your head, like, all right, where could I move to and like be happy and satisfied? Dude, I don't think I could get that far from saltwater,
Yeah. There's so much opportunity from crabbing to fishing.
It's
to
crazy.
The various amount of hunting that we have. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
I mean,
do it
even
anywhere
business
else.
opportunities too. Outside of that, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I say it all the time on here. Like, we're this little tiny dot on a map.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so diverse.
I mean, you think like North Carolina or
Supports
something maybe
everything.
offers a lot of the same stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if it does or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool. Well, I don't know if you have any more questions. I got, I guess, one more. If you could go back and do over one thing or change one thing about how you got to where you were today, is there something you would do quicker or just anything
I
you
would have done
change?
the taxidermy thing faster. than I
Faster?
did. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I could have started that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think trudging through the mud though gives you a better appreciation for where you're at now. Though.
No, it
and
does.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying in
Yeah.
my mind that just solidifies everything to me.
No, it was.
I wasn't trying to tell you how to think.
No,
I'm just
no,
saying
no,
that
no.
In my mind,
I
that's
understand
how
what you're
think.
saying for sure, and I used to like the people I worked with. There's times I miss what I used to do. Like I don't miss the actual job. I did sales for a pest control company. I was underneath houses all day, 8 or 10 houses a day, selling termite treatments or conditioned crawl spaces or mold remediation. Or, my lungs are probably shot. I probably have maybe just a few years left to do taxidermy. I never wore the proper protective shit that I was supposed to wear. But and I miss like all the people I got to see and talk to. Like I was on the road all the time. Like if there's one thing that I can take away from what I do now that I don't like is I'm locked in one little tiny room all day and I don't get to socialize with people. I mean, obviously I talk on the phone to my friends and stuff, but I don't meet new people or have conversations. People skills is a thing that you can lose, I think. Like, when I was doing sales for Brazier's, like you said, your in-laws lean, is it in-laws? Or
One of my sisters.
they lean left and they don't hunt. So you have nothing in common with these people other than you're related. You're related to them now. But like I would go to, so you can learn a lot from somebody by what's in their garage. So like when I would ever do an inspection of somebody's house, they would open the garage and I'd just be looking around like, all right, what do they got? Like, oh, there's a golf club. Oh, there's a fishing rod. And you just think of something that you have in common with these people and find common ground to strike up a conversation. Mm-hmm. And that's what leads to a sale. And I do miss that. Like I miss meeting new people from other places and talking to people and stuff like that. But it's a good trade-off. You know, I pick my kids up from school pretty much every day of the week, and I get to see them all the time. Summertime, they're home with me all the time.
Dude, I find myself sometimes like talking to someone in my shop, and I'm like, what did I just say? Like you said, your people skills, you're like, gosh, you sound like an idiot. Or you just feel awkward. Like, how did that just happen?
Dude, I just say the first thing that comes to my mind, and that's not always a good thing. I have no filter.
Unapologetic, man.
You either love me for it or you hate me for it, but it is what it is.
I love it. Well, brother, I think that's all I had. So,
What's for dinner?
I don't know. Tonight my wife's probably cooking.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what my wife's got. Yeah,
I'll
I was going to
order
ask you,
pizza.
what's for dinner?
I'll
for
I'm
you?
order
fasting,
pizza.
bud. I can't eat till Thursday.
Yeah.
Let's order pizza.
Yeah. So
man,
till Thursday, you fast.
I'm going to Texas next week. I got to fit into my swimsuit.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
What?
You're fast?
What?
No.
Is that
I'm saying-
why?
Yeah. Well,
No,
what,
that's
what
not
kicked
why.
it off?
All right, so I would say probably 2019, I went elk hunting in Oregon. I was in really good shape, going to the gym every day. Went on an elk hunt, kind of a last-minute invite. And then 2021, I had back surgery. So that kind of like dampened my whole keeping myself in good shape situation. Dude, and I got kids at home. When I'm working from home and I come in the house and I'm like, man, I'm on the go. I need to eat something. Pantry's open. Freaking oatmeal cream pies, a Pepsi. Like, dude, I was probably like 200 pounds back then, and I got up to almost 240. So, and then what I used to do after turkey season would end, I would be like, all right, I've been getting up at 3 o'clock every day. I'm going to keep doing that, but I'm going to start going to the gym, and I would get myself in shape. And I just let myself go the last 2 years, dude. I mean, I look at myself, and I'm like, I don't think I'm that fat. But then you look at an old picture, like, fuck, I'm definitely that fat. You know what I mean? Or you're driving and you feel your titties bouncing. It's not good, dude. It's not good.
It happens fast.
So,
though.
like, I don't know, almost 2 months ago, I was just like, all right, I gotta get a handle on this. So I started going back to the gym and eating better and like intermittent fasting. And it would be so much easier if my family, I don't expect my kids to be, but like my wife was on board. Like, all right, this is what we're gonna buy at the store. This is what I'll cook it. But dude, it ain't that way.
It's got to be
It's
law.
not that way.
Yeah.
So I started going shopping to get my own stuff, and I'm like, look, no offense, but I'm gonna do my own thing. And I'm pretty disciplined about, like, when I really sink my teeth into it, you know, I'm pretty disciplined. So I've been doing that. And if I had done this same thing 5 years ago, dude, it would have just melted off me. But I guess I'm old now. And I'm like eating way different, working out every day, sometimes twice a day. And it ain't coming off like it used to. And I'm like, So I was like, all right, I'm not eating for 4 days. No, but last week we had dinner plans every night of the week. We had Spain Wine Bar. We had Our Harvest. We had dinner at her dad's one night. And I just ate like trash. So I was like, I got to get my shit back together.
It's easy to do, man.
Well, you fall off the wagon, and then this is the way my brain works, and maybe this doesn't sound right to you, but so I've been doing the intermittent fasting thing, and I won't eat until lunchtime. A lot of days I wasn't eating until 4 p.m., but I'd eat a big, healthy meal, and that would be it, and I'd be good. But then, like, the next day, it's like, oh, fuck, it's noon. Let me get this string cheese or something, you know what I'm saying, real quick. By not eating for 4 days, by doing an 84-hour fast, I can be like, look, dude, you don't need to eat this. You just didn't eat for 4 days. You don't need to eat this right now. It's just a mental thing for me.
Yeah, you're creating discipline.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's no shame in keeping yourself in shape, man.
But I went from 238, I got down to 223 last week before all these dinners. And then today, I've not weighed myself in days. I got on the fucking scale after fasting I'm at close to 48 hours. 226. I've gained 3 pounds back. But I'm not worried so much about the number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As I am
You
just...
just don't want your titties to be bouncing. when you
Dude,
drive.
they're terrible. Like, I think they're pecs, but I think my wife thinks they're boobs.
Yeah, well, I think it's funny, too, when you start eating healthy and your family starts to see a little change in you, they automatically, or maybe not, they don't.
Not in my house.
Maybe not all of them.
No,
but
your wife's in the house making you tofu right now and, like, chicken breast.
I can't even imagine what she's making. It's probably some pasta. I probably have to eat leftovers. But for the most part, when they see you on your path, they'll kind of follow usually, at least for me. So I don't know. Healthy meals are on our menu.
I'm married the wrong family. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All
I don't
kinds
know.
of kinds.
Shit, like we've been doing some rucking and stuff. You know, I'll just put this weighted vest on, and she won't do that, but she'll walk with me. So, but she doesn't like to sweat.
Are you getting in shape for a big hunt?
No, I just want to stop being made fun of.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going out west or something, dude. I was like, dang, dude.
No,
Need
man.
a camera guy?
Bro, listen to you like this. So, I do. It's 3 mile. It's a 3 mile circle that I do, and I do it almost every day with a vest, and then I might do that in conjunction with going to the gym too. So the vest is like 40 pounds, but after you've done it a bunch, you don't really notice that you had the vest on. So like, you're gonna die. So like a week and a half ago, I'm like, man, the vest just isn't cutting it. Like I need to take something in addition to the vest. So I took a cinder block with me, right? And I carried this cinder block. I had my Cameron Haynes, right?
That's
So
literally
dude,
what I thought of.
so I put this thing on my shoulder, right? And I'm walking with the vest.
With the vest.
And the problem with the block is now you're off kilter. And I still have back issues. Like I had to get back surgery in 2021. So I'm carrying this center block, and then like when you would get fatigued, I would switch it to this side, and then switch it to this side, and then vice versa. So I get about a mile down the road, a mile into my 3 mile walk, and I'm like, all right, I'm putting the block down. Like I'll put it down, and I'll pick it back up on the way back through. So that's what I did. I felt great. I'm like, this is definitely like I want to sweat, dude. I want to feel like I've done something. So the very next day, didn't let myself really recover. She was like, you want to go for a walk? I'm like, yeah. So I grabbed this cinder block. She's like, what are you doing with that? I said, I'm going to carry it. She said, you look like a psychopath. You look like a serial killer carrying that cinder block down. What are you going to do if people pass you? I'm like, what do you mean? I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. So I got it on this side, dude. And then I switch it to this side. And I notice I'm switching it more than I did the day before. And then I'm like, ooh, something ain't right. Something bad wrong right between my shoulder blades. Something didn't feel good. I said, I got to put this block down. So I set it down in the grass. And she's talking to me about her day or something. And I'm like trying to just not think about the fact that I'm going to I got scoliosis or something right now. Like I'm all hunched up. Dude, I said, all right, stop. You got to stop. I got to get rid of the vest too. The vest's got to go. Like I was overdoing it. So I had to get on my hands and knees to get the vest off. And then we start walking. I'm like, all right, we got to go back. We got to go. I can't even walk without the vest. We got to go home. So I went all the way back home, got my truck, drove down the road, picked up all the components to my workout, took 3 Advil. Dude, thank God it went away. I was like, man, I've done something bad. I haven't carried that bitch since.
There is something.
I'm not a Mason.
Something about going out too hard, too quick sometimes, too.
Yeah, my buddy George's like, dude, you're not 20 anymore. You're going to die.
Yeah, I've learned that, too.
How old are you?
35.
Oh, God, you guys are just spring chickens.
Yeah. Well, he's even younger than I am.
30.
We still got learning to do, though. So
Yeah,
we'll get there one
we
of
all
these
do.
days.
I was in my best shape when I was like 36, 37.
Well, then I have something to look forward to.
Yeah, come on, man. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Chiseled bastard.
Yeah, right.
Got bear paws.
Dude.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
8
Well,
hands.
On that note, let's wrap this thing up, dude.
I hear you. All right, boys.
I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
coming in.
Thanks
It
a
was a
lot.
Had a
freaking
good
blast,
time.
dude.
Sweet.
Yeah, man.
All right, thanks.
Cool.